Well, hello, you lovely lot. Welcome to episode 5 of PlayCast. Today, I'm joined by a brand new guest who's dying to introduce himself. Say hello to the people, Neon. And who are you? Who are you? Where did you come from?
Well, I'm apparently Neon. Well, I am Neon Genesis. I'm a Twitch streamer. I stream 4 to 5 days a week, and I absolutely love Final Fantasy XIV.
Because who doesn't these days?
It is my absolute passion. It's like I would probably say I'm overly passionate about the game. That's probably what I'd call myself. Yeah.
Well, it's the only game I've actually really seen you stream, to be fair. I mean, I don't even remember discovering you. How did we even find each other? Was it Azza?
I think I remember. Yeah. Well, yeah, it was through Azza. I think I was in his stream, and then I think either
I remember.
Yeah, and I think you either was coming over. I don't remember if you raided him or if you just was coming into his stream for a bit and hanging out for a bit. I specifically remember you talking about, I'm going to the gym soon, so I'm just kind of doing this before. and I remember, and I was just like, and Azza, being as kind as he is, shouted you out. And I just thought, yeah, I'm going to check him out, especially I think he said, oh, I don't remember what he said about you, but he was just like, oh, Amy, thank you so much, and shouted you out. So I was like, yeah, I thought I'll give a follow. I'll check him out. And I'm pretty much like that. Generally, when I see a shout out, I'll generally peek over. I'll quickly look at a VOD if they're not live already, which I doubt they would be. And I normally check to see if it looks like something I can enjoy or, get a quick idea of what them, and then I send a follow. That's generally what I do.
Yeah, I just like, as you were saying about, the shout out stuff, it just suddenly came back to me. I was like, oh my God, that's like it feels like a long time ago, doesn't it?
Yeah, it was a while back. I don't even remember when it was now. It was probably either midsummer, maybe, probably about midsummer last year.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah. It feels like, I was going to say, it feels like about 6 months ago. I'm sure it was. Because it was from then I was actually started following a load of 14 streamers. I discovered a load of 14 streamers.
Yeah, I think Azza has the amazing command for followage. So yes. If you type in ! followage, it tells you, when you followed them. And I think I followed Azza I don't even remember. It was maybe like May or something. Maybe within a week or two of following him, I've been in his stream, and probably not long after that, I probably followed you roughly in maybe June or something. So probably was the middle of the year. Guessing. I honestly don't genuinely know that, but.
And our lives were never the same.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, my life's changed now. Now that I've seen Amy and her streams.
Oh my God. Oh God. It's one thing. Do you know what though? Like streamer to streamer, it's like one thing, like going into each other's streams and, just doing our thing. Oh, hi, how you doing? Etc. Oh, you're doing this on 14 today. Oh, that's great. And then it is completely different, but really good in person, because we actually just met at FanFest last month.
Yes.
Or was it? No, wait, no, sorry, it's this month.
It was like 10 days ago. Yeah.
Yeah, actually,
10 days ago. Yeah.
Yeah, currently the 11th of February.
Yeah, I was, going to the FanFest we'd just been at, I think I was more excited, because I'd been before, 2 years before at Frankfurt, but I was more excited for this one. Excited and nervous because this one I'd just been to, I was officially branded, and I'm quotating, I'm using quotation marks here, but I'm a streamer now, so it's different. And there was people saying, oh, I'm going to hug you and I'm going to meet you. And I'm like, oh my God, really? Me? So I was a bit kind of nervous for that side of it all, but also really excited for, to see the future of the game. And I was also really excited to meet some of the people, some of Azza, so many amazing, talented streamers. I mean, Azza, I just feel like he's like one of my best mates. So I was really looking forward to meeting him, traveling with my friend Ostadva and things. It was just an all around amazing experience, and which I'm sure we'll get into. But yeah, it was good. It was really, really good.
Yeah, it was really interesting because not only was it my first time ever going to Paris, because I've only ever driven through Paris when I was very young. I never actually, never sat outside. We traveled to France and Spain in campsites. I don't even remember why we did that. But FanFest was great. I went into it, had no idea what to expect. So basically, it was actually Azza who kind of convinced me to go. We were at Twitch London last year. Did you ever hear of Twitch London?
I've heard of it. I never went to it. I think I almost did, but I was a bit like, it was like a last minute thing. I think somebody asked me, "Oh, are you going?" And I was like, "I don't think I'm going to get a ticket now." And I can afford to get the time off or something. But I did like the idea of it. I didn't even know we did one, but I was like, "Oh, I didn't know that was a thing."
Yeah, it was interesting because like 2018 was like the year I really, really got back into streaming, and then I felt like, oh, I've heard about Twitch London. And it was like, oh, actually, the tickets are free. Okay, it's in London. London is bound to be expensive. That's fine. And I thought, you know what? I'll go. I'll meet some streamers. It'll be awesome. A bunch of us got together and just in the Azza army, we just hung out and stuff. And then I don't remember. I think it might have been Azza or somebody else. Actually, I feel like it might have been Danny who said this, who's Azza's other half. She said, "Oh, are you going to FanFest?" I was like, what is a FanFest? so they basically explained, oh, it's a Final Fantasy XIV, just as a festival. I was like, oh, okay. And at that point, I actually hadn't played 14 for a very long time. I think I was on a break. I was kind of in and out of Phoenix, because that's as a server, and I was like joining again. And then I was like, I kept thinking about it. I was like, do you know what? I think I'll go. And then at the same time, I was like, but I've not played 14 for a very long time. And I took the absolutely insane decision to stream it from the beginning, and it was insane at the time, but I do not regret a moment of it. I actually just finished Heaven's Ward yesterday. I thought it was fantastic.
You finally finished it now. Yeah,
it was great. Good. So good.
Wait, so you finished all of Heaven's Ward, or have you just finished like the base of the base of the? Okay, so you've got the patches to do, and then it's onwards to Stormblood.
Yes.
Wow.
It was just interesting because, like, thinking about that, the piano concert, and we both we all listened to Susan Calloway like do Dragon Song live. I was just like quite emotional listening to it again.
It is.
That memory. It's such a good memory.
Really, like the piano concert and the Primals concert I honestly can't say what I prefer. I actually, not really a fun story, I guess, but 2 years ago, I never went to the Primal concert because it was our first time going to a fan fest. I was, I wasn't a streamer at all back then. I was dabbled in a few YouTube videos. Well, I dabbled. I did quite a lot of YouTube videos, and I'd actually done a lot of YouTube videos, to be fair, on 14, just doing, I don't know if you know, but you when you get to a quest and it takes you into a duty, and you got to do, it's solo duty, So yeah. I would do guides on them just because I want to do, and I still now want to do as much as I can to help people out. That's basically what I love to do. I love to help people out if I can help them through a quest or a fight or something. So I'd done a few of them, and going to this FanFest in Frankfurt, that's kind of like my only kind of that's the only kind of recognition I might have got. But even then, I didn't show my face on camera or anything. So I was like never expecting to be kind of, quotation again here, but noticed. But anyway, so because it was so full on, I was so overly passionate about it. I think they were long, tiring days. Like, they were long and tiring, and obviously the excitement and everything. So like the second day, we were like, we're just gonna go a bit early, get our jackets and head back, and we just kind of passed out, and then we were traveling back the next day. So we actually missed out on the Primal concert. We saw everything else, we just missed out on it. So I was kind of excited for the one that we've just been to stay until the end, to stick and watch the Primal concert. And as much as I have regrets missing the first one, I have no regrets on the one we've just been to, because it is phenomenal. So
you made up for it as well. Like, you said you missed it last time. You've kind of balanced it out now as well. You've been to the Primal concert this time.
Yeah, I've seen everything. And I also kind of on the side note of all that as well, when I was at Frankfurt as well, I didn't have the, I don't want to say the guts, but I guess I wasn't brave enough or whatever to go up to Yoshi P and ask him for his for a picture or anything, and I never did that with anyone at Frankfurt. And in fact, I didn't even play any of the fights or any of the duties or anything at the Frankfurt. I just kind of absorbed it and took it in and played just like the mini games, because I was kind of just overwhelmed by everything, because I'm such a Final Fantasy nerd that I even fanboyed, and I don't know if it was at the FanFest we've just been at, but the first FanFest I've been at with Frankfurt, they even had the drinks menu named after in-game potions. Like, so there was like the high potion of dexterity, high potion of vitality, and I was like, oh my god! I taken a picture of the menu. I was like, oh my god! I was like, such fanboying, and again,
alert.
And again, like 2 years ago, I didn't know like a lot of Twitch streamers, and I don't even know if there was anyone at that event now. I still don't know who was there, but the one we've just been at, I obviously knew like yourself and many others. I can't even list them all. There's too many. So
exactly.
And that actually made it more exciting for me that I'd known these Twitch streamers. I could actually meet them in person and at least just sort of say to them, thank you for, enjoying the game like me. Thank you for being passionate about the game, and just thank you for what you do, I guess is what I would say, I guess. So
that's the reason why I went to FanFest in the first place. I actually just wanted to go for the people. I didn't even realize how amazing and immersive the event is. I mean, God damn it, the mini game. God, I rode the behemoth, the rodeo behemoth. My bruise, I think I still have the bruise on my leg. Oh, yeah, I can feel it right now. I still have a bruise. I actually got thrown off it really awkwardly. I banged my leg really hard. It's like, God damn. I patted it after I got up. I was like, that's really solid. That's solid hard, that. It's ridiculous. I mean, what other mini games did they have? They had, what was it? Something about minions with
yes,
a bow and arrow?
Minion golf. Not
mini golf. Oh my god.
Minion golf. I admit, I never did the mini games because I did them all years ago. But
that was the only one I did, to be honest. I just watched and observed the others.
Well, I think the day one, and this kind of goes out to any listeners out there, but if you go into a FanFest day one, and I would go as soon as the sort of keynotes has ended, if you want merch, you go there and then. Because my friend went in a queue and it just sort of said, look, I'm going in a queue for this. Do you want anything? So rather than me being in a queue with him, it was just like, I'm going in. Do you want me to get something? So I said, yeah, get me this and this. And he was in a queue for an hour and a half. And I'm not even kidding. Well, you yourself, Amy, you'll know, but from the keynotes, just to get to like the mini games, to the computers, everything, it was just a queue from the keynotes just everywhere. But the brunt of it all would have been the merch. So
I was very lucky. Actually, I was really lucky with the merch. Me and my friend, Show, don't you?
Yes, I know Show. Yeah.
Yes. Me and Show, actually, we were just trying to get over to the merch. By the time we actually got there, they were just giving these like, I don't know, these cards out to say come at a specific time, and I was like, I could actually queue now and wait for ages, or I could actually come at this time. I thought, actually, that's a pretty good system. So true story. That's what I did. I remember getting a card for 2 p.m. Show was waiting to. Show was cosplaying, as you know. She was okay. It still hurts. She was cosplaying as Hodge Font. It still really hurts, okay? Especially with spoilers. By the way, spoiler for 40.
I wouldn't mind, but you just literally witnessed that. Like, what is it? The day before or 2 days before?
2 days before. She had been pushing me. Show had been pushing me. I mean, I'm saying this lovingly, by the way. She had been pushing me to get the vault done. I was like, why does she want me to do this vault thing? She goes, you will be spoiled at FanFest. I'm like, yeah, okay, I think I better do this. And I'd literally done it 2 days before.
You had to push.
She actually shouted at me one point. She was like, right, Amy, stop doing the side quest. You need to stop doing the side quest because you're not going to get to the vault and you're going to get spoiled at FanFest. I was like, okay, that's me told.
I think I remember coming in stream, as either Mr. Anonymous or as myself. But I remember you saying, "Oh no, I'm focusing now purely on the storyline. I'm not doing any side quests." And I even remember saying to you, "Oh yeah, don't forget about job quests." But you were like, "No, I'll do my job quest later. Right now, I'm focused on the story." And I actually didn't know that you were getting pushed to get up to the vault, but kind of really good job you did, because that would have been spoiled for you at FanFest, regardless. And then a good job you did, because the piano concert and the music, you would have definitely been smart.
I still had to close my eyes for parts of the piano concert. So every time it was just shown. Every time she looked at me, she went, "Close your eyes." Spoilers. I was like, "Okay," and I thought,
"Yeah, because you can listen to the music. That's fine.
Yeah, that's great. I don't need my eyes to look at the music. I can use them. I can use my ears." She had been pushing me to do that, and I don't blame her. There was a shrine there. There's always a shrine there for him now, so that was great. And then I had the pleasure of the piano concert, and I got to watch that again. I was almost crying. It was fantastic. But anyway, back to the point I was trying to make. It's not you. It's not you. It's me. I'm rambling. She had been queuing up for the cosplay contest, and she still wasn't able to get out. So I remember her. She messaged me. She said, "Okay, I'm still here. I can't get to the queue for 2:00. Will you go and grab me my pin?" Because she said that's the only thing she wanted. She wanted a white mage pin because that is her one and only job at the moment. And it was great, actually, because I got there at 2 p.m, got to go in okay, and I was in both queues, and I got the merch, and I was out within 15 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. I thought that this was done very well. I thought
that's a really good system. I think they learned though, because I don't know if you've heard stories from the previous ones, and I know quite a lot, but people at specifically the NA FanFest, they were queuing for hours. Like, I mean, I'm not even saying 2 or 3 hours. They were queuing for hours, and some people, I'm guessing that after they queued for so long, they'd obviously sold out with the thing that they were buying. So it was a bad system. And I think, if I'm correct, 2014 was the year they did the first one, and it's quite annoying because I never went to it. And I was not heavily into 14 as it was, but it was in London. I was
just about to say it was London. I couldn't believe it.
I think it was at the exact weekend as Comic-Con in London.
No.
And I went to Comic-Con, which I don't regret. It was amazing, but if I could go back in time, I would go to FanFest, because it's that rare. But Comic-Con's like every year. It's like it's not even 3 times a year. It's like throughout the whole year. There's like Manchester Comic-Con, London Comic-Con, like a Birmingham. There's like all sorts going on.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, we don't get many events, but oh god, MCM is everywhere. And I think that's what makes FanFest more special. It literally is an event that will take place 3 times over 2 years, and 3 times doesn't mean you're going to be going to all 3. It means, which one's handier for you to get to, because it's handier for you to get to Las Vegas, Japan, or France. So that's the option this year. So I mean, that's what I do like about that. It's the fact that we do get all this information from all the events. Being at one of the events, like hearing the information, like, oh god, the keynote. I've got no words for the keynote. It's just so exciting being there
and being in that atmosphere.
Yes,
in a room full of people who are absolutely, like, honestly, if you cut them open, they would bleed 14. That's pretty much me. But like, watching how passionate other people are.
Yes.
I honestly, when I was there, I was like, I just feel like I belong amongst these people. And you could, it's almost the same feeling as being at a Comic-Con, where you can almost just turn around and talk to anyone. And we can talk about, it just feels like we're all friends. Like, you could just all like talk and enjoy a topic about anything to do with 14.
Oh my God,
and with 14 in particular, not to have my little fanboy moment here, but people can love to do all sorts of things on 14. People love to just play the game for like mainly glamour. People might just do it for mainly crafting. People might be mainly doing it for raiding, for story, or all of the above. And there's much more to the game. And I think that's what's really, really interesting at a FanFest, that you'll meet all array of people who like all sorts about the game.
That's the thing as well. Like, you just reminding me, like, when you're saying all these, I think this is why 14 is so it's not just damn popular, like, it's so successful. It's got a huge variety of things that you can do in the game. It's not like any other game where you just have to do this, do the story, blah, blah, blah. There's loads of content to go through that you can be a crafter. You don't have to necessarily do the story and stuff. You can just you can do it at your own pace.
Yeah,
Do what
the
you do what
story.
you want. Yeah.
Generally, even people who do the story, there's a lot of people who skip the story, and that's.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm obviously like, oh, blasphemy, but
That's
each to their
fine.
own.
Yeah.
Yeah, if that's what people enjoy, because I was like streaming it. A couple of weeks ago, let's say, for example, for the newest patch, and one of the hardcore raiders had said in my chat, "Who's that guy? I've never seen him before." And I was like, "How can you?" But I was like, you know what? But he skipped the story, and as much as I can personally dislike the idea that someone would skip the story, because that's generally what Final Fantasy is about. Is about
Yes.
the story,
Yeah, it's
and
story rich.
it is something that actually rings true to me, because back when I started at Realm Reborn, I started it on PS3 when it supported it,
Oh,
and
dear.
before then it was only on PC. And I actually owned the Final Fantasy XIV online, which is the 1.0 version, and
Oh, man.
I bought the like special edition because my background is Final Fantasy XI based, so I'd played that for 12 years. So I still have an account and still pay for the game now. I still have my characters and things. Anyway, so and when I heard the 14 was coming out, I was like, I'm gonna definitely get the game and try and have a similar, somewhat experience that I had in 11, but in 14, newer graphics. And it flopped big time. And in fact, my laptop had
Yeah.
the minimum requirements, and it wasn't a bad laptop, but it couldn't run the game. In fact, it just about got through the menu, the download and everything. I got into the game. I had my character name. And it was I remember I was in the 1.0 version of Gridania, and honestly, I could barely move my character. I had every setting on the lowest setting. And then from then on, I had to take a break from it again. I was like, I can't play it. Maybe they'll update it, fix the game or something. And then months and months and months had gone by. I'd gone back to 11 for a bit. And then when 2.0, I'd heard about 2.0 releasing, I was like, okay, maybe I'll try it again. And I think back then I was like, maybe it'll come to console eventually or something, or I'd heard talks on it. Anyway, when it had launched on PS3, I remember I just sat with my partner going, right, I want a PS3 now. I want to get this game. I will literally buy a PS3 for this game. I'm going to try it. And we'd looked at prices of it and the PS3 and the game itself. And I remember we both went out. We both bought a PS3. Both came back with the game, and we dabbled in it. And I can talk more about this, but because there's a huge audience who now still play 11. I went through the stage when I played 11 where I would compared 11 to 14, and for a time back when I started 14, I actually started to slowly dislike 14 because it wasn't like 11 basically, because 14 originally in 1.0 was trying so hard to be Final Fantasy 11. In fact, and that's actually the reason why it flopped. Anyway, so the game had been remade and all this. I'd taken a break from 14 again, and then was like, right, after like 3 or something months, came back again, and then from then on, I just I fell in love with the game. And then while I was playing, now I feel like I'm getting to the point now. And while I was playing, I actually felt pressured to catch up to content, to catch up to the current patch. For example, like you would be going through the game right now, but
yeah,
I was like approaching it as in like I'm skipping cutscenes. So I actually skipped quite a lot of A Realm Reborn story-wise. So I'm now 5 years later, I've made a new character, and I'm going through A Realm Reborn purposely and reading everything because I missed it all. And that's something that I say on stream is that if you're playing 14, don't skip the story, read it, because you will regret it. And you can go back and watch cutscenes, but it's not the kind of same experience. So I'm going through that right now. And that's actually what I'm doing right now. Yeah, I'm going through the story and I'm reading the story, and I feel like nobody should rush the story. And I'm glad that you're not. I'm glad that you're going through it at your own pace.
I did. What was I going to say? What was my point now? I did get a Realm Reborn. No, it's okay. I was just, what happened? What are words? I did get a Realm Reborn actually at launch. I never even knew about the 1.0 thing until like a few years later. I was actually really one of the few lucky people that actually got to play the closed alpha, and it was really good. I don't even remember how I managed to do it, but they were just like, yeah, okay, we'll choose you. You can do the alpha. Oh god, it was I'm not gonna lie to you.
Wow.
It's my first and only MMORPG. I hadn't really ever played RPGs before this, and
Hmm.
I have no regrets. But yeah, like you, I got it for PlayStation 3 when it launched. I mean, just playing the alpha just convinced me, and then I got to play the closed beta and an open beta. I'm just like, that's it. I don't have a life anymore. This is my life.
It's I think as well. I know this. Like typically we're talking about FanFest, but I
Yeah.
think what's special, and I think the thing that means, I think why this game means so much to me as well is its history, that it's gone from being such a big flop to this absolutely, honestly, it's up there now with one of the best MMOs out there.
Hmm.
You know, of course, that's opinion related there, but that's my opinion. But I mean, I've played a few MMOs, I've played a few, but I think it's the idea as well that this game flopped and then they relaunched the game doesn't mean that 1.0 didn't exist and they're just repeating what happened. Is actually what happened in 1.0 is actual history in Final Fantasy XIV now. So
Exactly. Yeah.
so like in Final Fantasy XIV, you'll go through some of the Realm Reborn story. They actually show, and you probably won't know, but they're
Yeah.
actually showing some flashbacks to 1.0.
Mm.
And like the whole idea that Dalamund came down, and if there's actually a clip on YouTube that actually
Ooh.
shows you the last few seconds. And what happens is you see this meteor coming down, well, the Dalamund coming down, and you can hear answers playing faintly, but like in a haunting kind of way.
Ooh.
And what had happened is the servers had gone down, and then they launched to the whole world playing 14 1.0. They launched the Rumabon opening that you've seen now when you play 14, and then people were just like, "Holy mother of Lord!" You know, like, what is this? And then it said like that the game was going to take a break for a good few months, but people who had been playing in the 1.0 version going to get like a discount on the game, permanent discount on the game forever, and like all these other optional things. And in fact, as we're saying this right now, there's actually a YouTube documentary I'd highly recommend watching.
Ooh.
It doesn't have to
Someone
be just
linked it,
yourself.
yeah. Actually, someone linked
Yes.
this to me in the KuppelCon chat. So it's not just me, like, they linked it in the KuppelCon Discord. I've actually been meaning to watch that, like, since I got
It
back.
is so good.
You'll have to link it me later.
I definitely will. It is
Mhm.
the YouTube the artist name, if you like, the YouTube name was No Clip.
Mhm.
And you can just type in FFXIV documentary, and I'd highly recommend that. Even if you're just interested in playing 14, it's an interesting documentary, and it actually made me respect the game 100 times more when I watched that. And like Yoshi P had taken over, yada yada, tried to like to rebuild this game, hence the reborn. And there's actually, just as the game had relaunched as 2.0, Yoshi P did a speech, and he actually broke down crying mid speech.
Oh.
And again, there's a YouTube clip of that somewhere, and it just shows you what it meant to him, to the game, to the players, and to the fan base. And it was like they didn't want to let Final Fantasy XIV be the Final Fantasy to be the massive flop. You know, he wanted to build it back up. So now whenever you see him, like you did at FanFest, you see him up on stage, you can see the people cheer for him, they clap for him, and they get hyped for just anything.
He is the savior. He's a guy who ultimately, I mean, I'm not putting all the credit for him because there's other people involved.
Yeah,
he's ultimately the savior. He ultimately saved 14 from extinction, I guess.
Yeah, and a lot of the story that they would have put in 1.0, I believe they're still kind of using what they would have used in 1.0 in Final Fantasy 14 that we know now. But who knows? I mean, now we don't know because we're way past where it would have been. But there's actually a lot of changes that they did make, and there's actually a lot of like they changed the world. So, for example, 1.0 there was no zones.
Mm-hmm.
You would never see a black screen loading screen. So so you would like to enter Gridania. How they got around this is they would extend a really long tunnel leading to Gridania, and while that long tunnel, while you're running through that tunnel, it was loading up the city. So there was no load screen. It was some people would say that that's really bad, but like I don't know how you want to say it, but Coerthus or Corthus or however you want to say it, but Coerthus, that was all one zone. So people, it was so big that people get lost.
I still get lost at that place. God.
but now because the Alamund came down, a lot of the remainings of the shards of like the shell that Bahamut was in. It's really cool. So like you running around the game, you'll see like lore everywhere. Like there's a history behind everything, and so much more. And I think obviously I'm not going to spoil anything for you. You've not been through Stormblood yet, but this the whole Shadowbringers coming right now. And when you catch up and you get caught up, it's going to be, I think, we're really in for. In my opinion, I think we're in for one of the best expansions coming up.
That's the feeling. That I tell you what, that is the feeling that I got before I went to FanFest, and it just grew. The more people I spoke to at FanFest and were talking about Shadowbringers, they're just like, yeah, they feel like. I mean, they're saying like Stormblood is okay, but they're saying Heaven's Ward is better. They feel like it's Shadowbringers is going to be even bigger,
better. Yeah, bigger, better.
And I mean, I'm thinking, how Heaven's Ward is amazing.
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
Who knows?
The one thing that is definitely noticeably good about every single expansion so far is the music is getting better and better. I know they tend to use a lot of the same tracks for certain cutscenes and things, but they use the music. Well, you'll see like the battle musics and stuff. Like they just get better and better, and specifically the primals music is in in-game primals, not the band. They get better and better as the game goes through. But speaking of which, the music in game, with Sirkin doing the majority of the actual music, and seeing him being able to perform at the piano concert is phenomenal. So again, people mainly play the game for music. I don't know, but there's so much of a reason.
What is that instrument he was playing? Because that was just hilarious.
I don't remember. I've seen it before, and a few people have told me the name of it. It's got a bit of a funny name, but it's like a long shaped. I don't even know how to describe it. How do you describe it? Long rubbery thing, but that sounds really. That could be whatever you want it to be.
You are just insinuating 100 suggestions there.
Wait, was that after the FanFest? I don't even know. I'm joking. I don't know.
What, FanFest after hours?
Yeah, FanFest after dark. Yeah.
After dark.
The new expansion coming up after dark. No, I'm kidding. I don't know what that was, but that was really, really, really entertaining. Because I can tell you now, 2 years ago, he never did that.
Really?
Yeah, so the piano concert was not the same. So that was also something that was really nice as well. Like, the piano concert wasn't the same. I obviously can't talk about the Primals concert, but the piano concert, there was this amazing thing. In fact, I actually have YouTube videos on some of the songs. I actually recorded a lot of them, Susan Calloway Live and stuff. And one of the amazing things they did was... And you might not have done the dungeon because it's like an optional dungeon, I think.
What is it called? What is it called? I may have done it.
The Lost City of Amdapor.
Oh yeah, I've done every optional dungeon so far.
Yeah. So yeah, I believe it's a Realm Reborn dungeon. So you've more than likely done the optional dungeon. So with this music, and you might not remember it because obviously you're still like fairly fresh going into it. But with that music, he plays it live, but he plays it on I believe he plays it on the piano, but he plays the other part of his instrument with a box.
What?
Exactly.
What?
I actually, if I remember, again, I mean, it's on my, to like link it. Hilarious. In fact, there's probably other better videos out there to watch it in good quality because my camera wasn't the best, but he plays it. He plays the song and plays it with the box. It's so good. And actually, the piano concert 2 years ago at Frankfurt, they played a lot of the zone musics, like almost back to back.
Really?
Yeah, they played like 4 or 5 of them back to back, and it wasn't like here's one song, we'll do something funny in the middle. Here's another song, like it was the one we've just been at. But they played a few of the zone musics from Heaven's Ward back to back. I can remember a couple of zones they did anyway, and they were all like to perfection. They were really, really good, and they would play the zone video, if you like, on in the background, and it just felt like, and it actually is quite overwhelming for myself, who's a 14 fanatic, where I'm listening to this music, watching the video, and having my own memories of, you know, playing the game and my own personal memories, and it's kind of like tear jerking, if you like, because it has been like, for someone who had been, you know, playing for 2 years pretty solid through Heavensward, it was like quite almost tear jerking, because it's like almost like saying kind of a goodbye to that, like those years of me playing, but now we're approaching something new, and the kind of same feeling comes from ending Stormblood to Shadowbringers. So again, you probably won't quite understand that quite yet, but I definitely think, you'll get there. You're no rush. You'll easily catch up on content and stuff. But one thing I'll ask you, though, Amy, is how was it for you listening to some of the tracks that you probably haven't actually encountered yet in the game, but you heard it at the piano concert or even at the Primals concert?
It's interesting. It's really interesting, because I'm sat there, like, I'm listening to them, and I'm like, wonder when this is gonna like play in Starblood. Wonder where this is gonna play.
Yeah.
What's that? What was the Susan Calloway song that we heard for the very first time? What was it called? Was it Oblivion? Was it?
The reason why you wouldn't recognise that, because you've heard it now in game. You've already heard it. I know you have. But what that was, it's phase 2 of Shiva's soundtrack.
Yes.
But it was sang completely different, but it was like a different style of singing, and that was what was the new song that she'd never, like, I think it was also a way of, like, for Susan to sing a different type of kind of pitch, if you like, or it was interesting. I mean, I can't like link it on a video, because unless someone's recorded it and it's on YouTube somewhere, but it was really good. Yeah. And I actually thought we were going to get a new Shadowbringer track, sang by Susan Calloway. Ooh, because, like the opening to A Realm Reborn was Susan Calloway. And and a little bit of, I suppose, if my facts are correct, but a little bit kind of history about Susan Calloway is, she is a singer anyway. She has like an album and things. And she's like really approachable on Twitter. She follows me, and she follows a lot of Final Fantasy XIV fans back. But I think because of the reception she got from A Realm Reborn, which probably was due to a lot of people having these powerful emotions from this game, and the launch of this game with a tragedy, but also with an exciting new start to a brand new MMO game, if you like, almost. I think all that combined, plus with the music, the fans went nuts for the opening. And in fact, because of the reception she got, they kept her on another year to do Heavensward's, Dragon Song. So they kept her on to do that. And you've got all to come over yet, but after that, I think they almost basically confirmed with the reception of Dragon Song that we're pretty much going to keep her on to be Mrs.
That's good.
The voice of Final Fantasy XIV. Yeah. Basically, and I actually what's quite powerful is that, hearing her at FanFest and things, like especially the first year I went, I actually messaged her afterwards and just said, thank you for bringing the game to real life, bringing it to life, hearing it in a massive arena in front of however many fans who are in the similar boat to you, and letting us listen to her amazing voice, and bringing these emotions to real life almost. It's because it's different when you're playing a video game. You go, oh, that track sounds so good, but hearing it in person, it's much more powerful.
You just get shivers, don't you? I mean, I got shivers listening to Song. I was really hoping she was gonna. I was really hoping that I'd hear Anthem. I thought, well, actually, to be fair, it's been some years now since A Realm Reborn launched, and I was like, okay, we'll see what we get. And then when we got Dragon Song, it was just so fresh.
I think they did. They did Answers. I think they did that at Frankfurt. I honestly don't remember now, but I know they did. That they did Dragon Song. I honestly don't remember now. But do you know how many people were actually at the FanFest we were just at?
I remember specifically saying there was 4,000 attendees.
4,500. Yeah. Now, I actually asked Ethis Asher in stream the other day. I said, is there much difference between the NA FanFest and the EU FanFest? And he actually said, yes, there is actually a big difference. And I was like, oh my God, did they have different guests, or did they, play different songs at the Primal? What was it? And he actually said, well, basically the majority of the difference is, well, yes, there was 5,000 people at the NA one, and only 4,500 at the EU one, which obviously that's a huge, it's a 500, difference. But he said, but ultimately, what he found in the EU one, and this probably wasn't a dig at us in particular, but he was like, whenever there was like something new come in or something, we would just kind of cheer and clap, and that would be the end of it. And he says, but in NA, or North America, or aka Las Vegas, where it's held, he said people go freaking nuts. They go absolutely insane. Like the reception there, they're wild. And I'm like, God. I feel like, to be honest, I feel like I belong there. I'm like, that's me. I'm like, I'm wild. I'm like, oh my God, like I would lose my head. I feel like, yeah.
You should tell your friend to have been sat near me and show at the keynote, because we went absolutely wild, especially for that 14 and 15 crossover trailer.
Oh yes, so good. We've been waiting for that for a long time, and I believe they've done one already for Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah, they've put 14 and 15, which I still gotta go through at some point. I think I'll just do it with episode 10 when it comes out eventually, and then. It's about mid-April. It's mid-April, isn't it?
Okay. Yeah,
that's when I'm going to flipping TwitchCon. Seriously. Also, like, I don't know if I actually said this to you, but when they announced like I haven't told you actually. When they announced like when Shadowbringers was coming out, I was like, no, I'm going to America then. Partially just because of that, and because my future nephew is going to be born around the same time. I've actually cut my trip in half now. I cut my holidays in half. I just need to change the flights, and I'm coming back home. I'm going to be back home in time for Shadowbringers.
Oh my God!
We will see where I am. Like, I'm pretty sure I will have got through Stormblood, but we'll have to see.
I'm so obsessed with it. Like 2 years ago, when in fact, no, not even. Yeah. So basically, the launch of Heaven's Ward. So I remember when it ended, and the launch of Heaven's Ward. When that happened, I took a week off work and played it. And again, I wasn't streaming then. I was just dabbling in a few YouTube videos. And actually, that was kind of where the YouTube videos started for 14 then. But it was like I was in the Leech server in Chaos Data Center, and I'd never seen the game as active as I'd ever seen it. Even today, now, maybe now I've seen it, but I didn't see it for a while. But that day, it was like everyone was everywhere. That's like, to me, that's what an MMO should look like. It should be constantly busy, and there was people doing quests, there was people going out exploring, it was like there was new zones, and there was just new music, and it was just like it was insane. But except at the launch of Stormblood, and when I said launch, I mean the early access. The early access was great, but those duties I was telling you about, where you go into a solo instance. So what happened is Final Fantasy XIV was struggling with something called DDoS attacks, which I don't really get the understanding of it all.
I think I remember this actually. Yeah, I think I remember hearing that like in the news or somewhere. It was online at the time.
The third mission in. And it would send you into an instance. And even when the Samurai was released as a job, the first quest was an instance. And because there was all these instances going on, it wouldn't allow all these people wanting to progress with the story in. So people were queuing to progress with this early access they've been given to go further into the story. And they'd done 3 missions, and then they were held. And some people were held for 2 days.
Oh, bloody hell, that's awful.
Some people got in, some people didn't. And there was one special data center or server, I don't remember where it was, but it was a Japanese one. And they actually queued, like a real life queue in a shop, they queued back to back. And it went from one end of one zone, I won't spoil the zone, it went from one zone, and it went over a bridge in game and around the corner. And people were queuing back to back. And it helped because people were getting through. But the idea is people want to progress. So like in the NA one, because that's where I was, there was like just a bunch of people to the point where your computer would lag. You couldn't even see the NPC, and everyone was trying to click at the same time, and people were so much rushing that you couldn't get through. That's what that was the experience of Stormblood.
Oh no!
Hopefully it was.
I mean,
Yeah.
hopefully, yeah, Shadowbringers is going to go all.
I think they've learned. I think
Yeah, I
they've
was
learned
going to
about
say
that
it's a lesson learned at the end. They're going to make sure they look like they've. No offense, I think they've got their shit together for this one. It looks
I
like they're
think
prepared
so.
for it. Yeah.
I think so, and I hope so. But there's a lot. There was I guess only time will tell now between now and then. But I can't wait for you to catch up on Stormblood. But here's a question for you, Amy, as well.
Yeah,
So
go for it.
so when you started 14 for the first time,
Yeah.
and you took I don't want to say you took a break, but I guess you just stopped playing. What was your reason for stopping playing? Did you like?
Well, basically, I'd played the main story quest. So, like, what was I? I was a gladiator then, obviously. Gladiator turned to paladin. I was on Cerberus on the Chaos Center. I just played it whenever I could for like 9 months straight, and that was it just hit me at the point where I was like, oh, actually, there are a lot of other games I could be playing. I think I played this straight for 9 months. I was like, right, because remember, what was it? It was like I think I remember it was like August, September I started playing, and then it was like June when I did eventually finish the main story quest. I was like, I'm wasting all my time on this game. I think I need to take a break, and just like and it's just been on and off since like until like November last year when I actually started going through it all over again. I just went on several data centers and just joined other people. I actually never until last year never got past the post. I never got to the post of Realm Reborn content, and so it was great. It was great to actually get that post of Realm Reborn content done. It's been great getting through Heaven's Ward, even though there's been many tears. 100%. And it's great. Like it's good because like playing just like like playing a Realm Reborn, it's great, to refresh my mind. And it does. I think it really does. Like streaming it, I'm actually reading out loud. I remember a viewer asking, like, "Are you actually going to read everything out loud?" I was like, "Well, I didn't take that question the wrong way." I was like, "Yeah, actually," because reading it out loud, I feel like for me, stuff out loud, though I don't do it very often, it just helps me, to sync the story in better and what's happening and everything that's basically going on. So
I think it's a good thing.
It's a good thing. Yeah, and it's great because I probably like yourself. I've got a good community going at the moment, and we help each other out. I'd like to help other people out as well on 14 when and where I can. It doesn't matter if they're on a different server. There's cross server at the moment. I'm just thinking about how it's a shame that Chaos is being split into 2 very soon.
Trust me, the whole as a whole, the reception of that is not going good. I think it's really good that you're reading the game out though.
Yeah.
For a Twitch streamer, people, some people lurk, so some people are just listening, or some people are watching and reading. Some people may not be, English. They're like watching and listening to English and are listening, trying to understand the story. And if they're listening and reading at the same time, then they're helping it. There's many reasons why I think it's a really, really good reason that you're doing it. But I think so anyway.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like I want to take everything in. I mean, going to FanFest has made me realize I should pick other jobs up, and a lot of people said to me, the Dark Knight story is very good. You should do it. So I've actually finished Heaven's Ward. You said there's like post Heaven's Ward content. Did you say that before?
Yeah, it was. It's like because basically, like, you're technically doing 3.0. That 3.0 is Heaven's Ward. So when you finish the actual Heaven's Ward itself, that Heaven's Ward kind of like it ends, but then you've got these patches. So you get 3.1, 3.2, 3.3, 3.4, 3.5, and then you get 4.0, which is Stormblood.
So it's just like post. So it's just like post a Realm Reborn again.
Yes, basically.
Kind of,
but they call each patch a different name. So I believe there was like I can't tell you because there might be
spoilers.
But
the thing with me.
the base game itself is the base story of itself has been told. Now you're going to be kind of finishing off the bits now and finishing off like people's like not story actors per se, but kind of. And you've still got a bunch of dungeons to go through. You'll be. Where can I ask whereabouts in Heaven's Ward? Like, what was the last dungeon or the fight you did or?
I think it was the bishop. It was the bishop, and then just went back to Ishgard, and then the credits, and then the credits rolled. Yeah, that was it basically.
Was that Thornton?
Thordan, yes, that's right.
So, do you remember the Thordan fight quite well?
Yeah.
The reason why I'm
Kind
asking
of.
is because he
Cool.
does Knights of the Round.
Oh yes.
And
People were commenting on that actually when I
yes,
streamed it the other
exactly.
night.
And
Yes.
it was such a basically that fight isn't meant to be challenging. The normal fight is not meant to be challenging.
Yeah,
Obviously,
a lot
the
of people.
savage
Yeah,
version is, but
people were saying like,
extreme.
yeah, try the extreme one. I was like, yeah,
Yeah,
challenge
the
it,
extreme.
challenge accepted.
Yeah, the extreme one now. It probably isn't as challenging as it was back then because our
Yeah.
gear was much lower then. But the normal version itself is meant to be just basically it's just a storytelling fight. But the idea is he's using Knights of the Round, which I'm there going, oh my god, Final Fantasy XIV, which I'm there fanboying. But not only that. But if you actually next time you do the fight, because it'll come up in a trial at some point, have a look around and you can actually see at one point it takes you like into space and things. It is pretty epic. The whole round fight is an epic fight, and in fact I don't believe no one really ever made a guide for the normal version because it is just a storytelling fight. And Mr. Happy, if you know who he is,
actually he actually, funny story about Mr. Happy actually. He came to Ontario one of the CooperCons, and me and Azavar were sat with him at the evening event. He's a very, very lovely dude.
Yeah, I would love to meet that guy.
I didn't know he was like a big. Well, I didn't know who he was until like I went there. Like he's just a really, really nice dude, you know. And he did a talk about 14 and stuff, and it was just he's just a lovely, lovely man.
Where was
Can't
that?
say anything better. Ontario. It was December 2017. It was my second CooperCon. I've been to 7.
Ah, okay. So not last year, the year before. Ah, okay, interesting.
Yeah.
So that would have been like within the first 6 months of Stormblood then. Wow, cool.
Yes.
Because generally all the expansions launch at June, July around that time.
Yeah, so, like every 2 years.
Yeah, and so 2020 next year in October there'll be. It's hard to believe. Trust me, it's hard to process when you think about it, but they will be launching the next expansion, like 2020, which is obviously we're in February of 2019 now.
Wait. You said the next expansion after Storm?
Yes.
What?
Yeah, it's the way I'm saying it though. So we are only just into 2019 now.
Okay.
So 2020 is obviously.
But you know, considering the time between expansions, that's kind of big news.
Well, no, they won't be launching it. I'm sorry, I misworded it, but they'll be announcing it.
Right. Oh, I was gonna say like.
You know what I mean? So like how they just announced it. They announced it now in November last year, didn't they? So they announced Shadowbringers. So they're going to be announcing it next year.
I'm with you.
November time. I did say a release, but I meant like. Said yes. I'm sorry. That's why I confused myself. Yeah, but yeah, it's the way I'm wording it though.
Yeah.
But and if history repeats itself, I believe it will be in Las Vegas. I do actually aim to go to that one. That's where I would like to go. I would like to be at FanFest.
It'd be awesome to go to Vegas. I've always wanted to go to Vegas.
And because this this cast will be on YouTube. My speculation is I reckon they will be held in the EU FanFest. My speculation, I think they'll hold it in London. So that would be obviously super easy for me and you to get to. So like a few hours on the train.
Yeah, 2 hour train. That's fine.
It's 2 hours on the train from where I live as well. So it's really gonna be easy. Oh my god, it's gonna be so good. Technically, you could commute both days.
I don't know. I might throw Spain in as a suggestion for.
That's another option because they've now done. They've done London. They've done Germany. They've done France. So now, I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, sorry. Let me rephrase. I think I would be surprised if they did Spain. I think it's an option, definitely, because I was talking about this the other day to somebody, and they said actually Spain. And I can't think... I think they generally do it where the majority of the EU audience is, and I don't know... I think there's a good few amount of Spanish players, but I don't know if anywhere else would be...
I'm thinking about it on a language basis, where, you know, would speak English as a second language, and particularly in southern Spain, they speak a lot of English.
Yeah, that's a good point. Well, that'd be.
I've spent many summers down there, so I know.
Yeah, well, even in like October, November, it's still going to be like mild enough, isn't it? So.
Oh yeah, let's go. Yeah. If you listen to this, FanFest organizer, yeah. Let's
2 years from now, we're going back to this. We're coming back to this one.
Let's go to Madrid. Let me top up on my tan. I need to tan. I'm going pale.
Tell me the keynotes as I'm tanning.
Oh no, but it has to be.
So I think day one, for me anyway, at FanFest, I actually didn't do any mini games. I didn't do any of the fights or anything. I didn't do any of that. I don't know if did you do any on day one?
Well, no, day one I was just literally it was just immense. Don't forget, like the weekend before was a bit of a contrast where I was at like a smaller intimate event. I was at CooperCon in Glasgow. So then to go from that to like, I think it was like 700 people to something with 4,500 people. Yeah. Oh my God. It's an official event, and CooperCon's like a fan event. So it's a huge, huge contrast. So I was just trying to take it all in, taking the cosplayers, taking the atmosphere. My mind was just pretty much blown that first day.
And you watched the cosplayer competition, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I was hoping Show was actually going to be part of it, but fortunately she didn't. But she got kept. Some of them got kept in there for 3 hours.
Yeah,
two and a half. Yeah, it's a downside. 2.5 hours, and then was it 2 hours? 2 hours of queuing, and then like another hour kept in there to waiting to find out.
Judged,
and then
if you like.
Yeah, so to say, there were originally supposed to be like 50 I mean, I'm not dissing, like, obviously I'm not dissing this whatsoever, because I don't really have the big understanding of how a cosplay contest works. I mean, I've only been introduced to cosplay in the past 2 years. I'm still learning stuff. But there were supposed to be 50, and then they cut it down to 30, and I don't know why that was. Maybe it was time constraints. I mean, who knows? They were late. I think they did start a bit late, actually, if I'm not mistaken.
A lot of the events were actually running late, weren't they? I think even like the second day when they did the which I'm sure we'll talk about that shortly.
Oh, definitely.
But, once that was running, was it like 20 minutes?
Yeah, it was.
What makes me laugh is I don't know how they get behind, because like we're doing our things.
Yes.
Like we're not doing anything to them, but it might be a technical error.
That's what I was just going to say. Like, I mean, don't forget they had the technical issues the Sunday morning. Hey, at least they managed to keep that quite hilarious.
They did actually.
That was great.
They covered that up so well. I was like, you know what? Well done.
I was like, right.
That was really good.
I was like, we'll talk about this thing. Oh no, the other thing is now ready. Like 5 minutes. Yeah, they're ready now. And then going back on the path
or something, didn't they? They were like, now is it possible to go back? And then they were like,
and they're going back. I was like, oh my God, Microsoft PowerPoint, everybody.
I think they went, is it possible to go back? And Yoshi P literally just replied with, really? He doesn't know many English words, but he was just really.
And then like he was on point with that.
Nodding. It's so good.
Oh God, that's the thing as well. Like with this event, I'm not really like looked into like who the people who make the game are, etc. I just found Yoshi P and Socken so funny. They were just hilarious. They didn't even need to try. They were just really hilarious.
Well, I think 2 years. When I went to Frankfurt, I was like you. I mean, I didn't really know, because the thing is, if you're really into the game and things, like, you'll end up watching a lot of the live letters. And on the live letters on like Twitch, you'll find that Koji Fox will be there, which is the guy who was doing like a lot of the translating. Obviously, I don't necessarily know if Soken will come on unless they're talking about a particular new zone or new dungeon where he might have composed the music. Then maybe, but they generally bring on a guest and things, and just over time you'll get to know people like Soken, Koji Fox, like Foxclon, and all these others. But for yourself, being at the FanFest there, at least you can now you now know Soken, you now know Yoshi P is obviously the game developer, director, whatever you want to call him. He's the god. And then you've got then you've got like all these others that you probably maybe didn't know because you're still relatively new to 14. But it was nice because you feel like you're now introduced to them. So that if you see them again, you're like, oh yeah, I remember that guy. He's like this guy, and I think it's great. And I think I was actually thinking while I was at FanFest, I was thinking how good that is because it was actually Yoshi P's idea to do FanFest. It was his idea. Yeah, he was like, I want to bring the community together. And in fact, back when 14 1.0 was out, they never did they did live letters, but they never did them live. I know that sounds silly. They just did letters, I suppose. They just did like online forums, like, here you go, this is what's going on. And there was no other forum to like ask questions, complaining. There was none of that. So Yoshi P brought all this along. Again, it's all explained in the documentary, but it was Yoshi P's idea to bring this this celebration, celebratory event together, bring the community together, and that's why I think on day 2, like skipping ahead here a bit, but at the end when he's like saying, the game's been around 5 years now, and we want to thank you so much for taking part. And I actually thought he was getting a little bit choked up a little bit, Yoshi P, because
he was.
Like he's like 45 now, he says.
Yes.
So like the idea that he's still like playing, he actually does play the game as well, Amy. They
have their own servers, don't they?
Yeah, my couple of my streamer friends said like in the Japanese data center that they're in, they're like, oh my god, like the world is going nuts because Yoshi P's playing in the game with us right now. He plays with viewers. Because but that's the thing I love about him is he does play the game. He does try out the fights, and he even adds his opinion on, like, so let's say there's a new Extreme Primal coming out. He'll actually play that, and then before we get to play it, and then he'll say they'll make a joke and say like, oh, Yoshi P actually died on a certain mechanic in this game. And they'll actually like make a joke of it all. But that's what's really special. Like I was thinking how cool it was that they make this event and they make up all these like cool attractions and things to do there. And I guess it's getting bigger and bigger to a point where, like in America, I think I don't want to say it's 3 days long, but it's two main days, but one day is like a registration day. But the idea of that registration day is just for people to go there, register, I guess, and then just like get to know people who play 14. It's like a meet and greet for everyone. It's just
it's an early registration, isn't there, for them in America, isn't it? Because it does. I could imagine it gets crazy. I imagine it would get crazy, not like we Europeans.
Well, speaking of attendance, like I did earlier, you think that NA is pretty big. I believe in Japan they have a 10k people going, so they have double NA because I guess there's a lot of a Japanese base as well.
Yes, no, of course.
Japanese, Japan as a whole, a huge, not just 14, but they're a huge Final Fantasy. I don't want to say culture, but like they're so big on it, and in fact, that's actually why for us in England we don't see a lot of Final Fantasy, specifically any Final Fantasy merch. Yeah, because they don't have the license to bring it over or something. No. So, like even if you go to France or anywhere, you won't find Final Fantasy 14 merch. You'll end up having to go, to maybe a CupoCon, maybe. I don't know if they do much Final Fantasy merch, but
yes, they do. Yeah, they do some merch. I mean, more or less, like CupoCon will do their own merch and stuff. Like they'll sell it, and then they actually invite people in the community who make their own merch and sell that merch. That is really cool. That's probably a really cool thing. They'll just like, I got a. Did you ever see my little Moogle teddy?
Did you show me when we're at the day before the first FanFest? Did you took a Moogle plushie, right?
Yeah, that is actually made by one of the artists.
Oh wow! So it's actually not official. It's like Square Enix merch, but
that's the. I got her. I got Mogalina. She's my little traveling companion. We do have when we went to Toronto last time, I bought a Mushu teddy. Yeah, I've had to pry them apart for some reason. They just love each other in more ways than one. I take her everywhere I travel now. And yeah, I got her in Toronto in 2017, and she's still with me. Yeah.
Aww.
So that is just like one example of the amazing talent that some of the artists have when they go to, they have those like vendor tables or just sell stuff. It's great. It's great. And they get to register the tables for free. Like there's no cost or anything.
I think oh wow.
Yeah. It is not too good to be true.
Yeah, I was about to say, but I mean, one thing I'll say about KupoCon, like for you went to KupoCon and you've been to quite a few of them before, and
7.
You've been 7. Oh my god, you've been to. And I'm not saying oh my god, I'm saying oh my god, I wish I could. I actually really want to go, but you've been to KupoCon. And then you've been to FanFest, right? And that you're going from like quite a, I don't want to say low attendancy, but
I'd say intimate.
Well, then you're going from that to 4,500 at FanFest. Obviously, it's specifically about one game though. But for me, if I was to go to a KupoCon now, I worry that I would be expecting something like FanFest and not getting that kind of same, you know what I mean? Like I don't want to get not a disappointment, but would I be?
It's a different kind of it's a different kind of beast. I would say it's a different kind of beast, but it just has this really. I mean, you said like before, you get to know people, they become your friends. I'm just gonna say this: like going to KupoCon, they're not your friends; they actually become part of your family. You leave that place knowing more people than you did when you first went there.
Wow!
Trust me. Just ask Azza. Azza's been to quite a few of them as well.
Yeah, he's been to quite a few. He's been. I mean, I don't know like too much, but has he been on a few like panels and things? Has he?
Yes, he's. I think he's been on a panel. Yes, let me think. He was at Pontario and Pomming Palace. Yes, he's done 14 panels.
Wow, that is
yeah.
Amazing.
So yeah, he's been on Happy in Toronto 2017, and somebody from who runs the Reddit. 14 Reddit, I think. Forum, yeah.
I don't know if I know who that is, but I know.
And he had some of the Azza Army like talk about 14 at Pomming Palace, which was last year in February. Yeah, that was a really good talk. He's very passionate about 14, obviously. I mean,
just as a whole, like Final Fantasy as a whole, like because that's one of the things that drew me to him is. When I speak to him in his stream about Final Fantasy, and he it's almost like we're the same person. It's like I'll say, "Oh my god, but Azza, did you play 11?" And he'll be like, "Oh my god, like 11 was so good." I'm like, "Oh my god, I remember." And he'll say, "Do you remember this Zone music?" I'm like, "Oh my god, that Zone music." And we were just like we'd end up talking about like any type of Final Fantasy, and we can just both fanboy over it and stuff. I think it's the same type of video games. He played a lot more retro type games as well. But,
yeah, he does. Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, he is the master of all video games. So
he has played every video game 17,000 times.
But there's not all right. He did it with his hands behind his back. Hands behind his back.
Oh god, don't even go.
And blindfolded.
It's like, excuse-moi.
Oh my god, I hope Azza listens to this.
I'm kind of hoping he does. Azza, we do love you if you do, on the unlikely occasion you hear this. Hello to your face. Hello to your lovely face. But no, I mean, it's okay. No, it's okay. It's I mean, there's something for everybody at KupoCon, basically. I really do believe that. I mean,
I have to remember as well that it's a fan event and not like
it's not official, but exactly. Square are aware of it and they have sent representatives and they have approved it.
I think that's amazing.
It speaks a lot. It speaks volumes when that happens. We've had guests come in. We just recently had Robbie Damon, who plays Prompto in 15 at Glasgow. Yeah, and he's done like a load of anime voices as well and other videos. We also have Quentin Flynn, who plays Reno in Final Fantasy XIV Advent Children and Axel in Kingdom Hearts. So you can expect there was quite a lot of hype about it because Glasgow just took place days before Kingdom Hearts 3 dropped.
Oh yes, I of course, and then oh my god, I bet. But the thing is, like, you go everywhere. You go to so many events and so many conventions.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So are you like planning on going to like TwitchCon, like? Or to London, or...
I'm going to TwitchCon. The tickets do drop on the 13th of February, if I'm not mistaken. I'm getting at least both days, but I'm getting at least a 1 day ticket, because
where is it?
It's in Berlin in April, and this is it's a bit of a touchy subject. There has not been any information about this whole the past week. Literally, the day I got back from FanFest, they tweeted, "We have some exciting information for you," and then they just left it for a few days.
Oh my god, really?
Yes. And there'd been no news about it since October, November. And think about it, we had just got into February. It's like, so this is cutting it very fine, you're
it's now 2 days before.
I know, and TwitchCon is in the middle of April. Not everybody can travel on short notice to Europe for 2 months. Luckily, I'd already paid for my flights. I could have changed my flights, but I couldn't cancel my flights. So, pay for my flights. I'm going. I'm mainly going for other streamers, just like FanFest. Again, it's an official event, but I'm going to see other streamers mainly. Just going to the event is a bonus on top. And I even decided if TwitchCon's not going to happen on that date, which I think it still is, as far as the website says, I thought, you know what? Nope, it's fine. I'll have a nice weekend in Berlin with some friends, and we'll just get up to other stuff. But the way it's going at the moment, and I think I did actually accidentally see the prices, right back when it was announced, I accidentally saw a page on Eventbrite, and I am so sure that I don't know if it was per day or both days, but I remember seeing a price for 119 euros. Yes. Yeah.
Did you say 190?
19.
Oh, 19. That's
just elaborate, viewers. 19. 119.
119.
Yeah.
That's still really pricey because FanFest tickets itself was £190.
Yeah.
I believe, if I'm right.
We still got a good deal. I've just, that's the other thing, about CooperCon. The tickets may seem pricey for a 1 day. You get lots and lots of loot depending what tier ticket you get.
How much are the tickets?
Well, they just announced PomX, which is going to be in London in September. If I'm not mistaken, I think the highest ticket which I'm going to get it's Final Fantasy VIII, kind of Final Fantasy VIII themed, because they base some of the ticket tiers, they name it I think the highest one is Balamb, Balamb Garden. I think it's £95, but you get a lot included in that. You get
that's
loot.
Not too bad though. And if you get depending on the things you get, you
get loot. You get loot. You get a T-shirt included. You can get to sit at the front row. VIP status, so you get automatically a token to meet the guests.
Wow, that's really worth it then.
They've got their own version of Triple Triad, which is called Tripoms. So you can you get cards. You get these really fancy, flashy foil cards, which are very rare to find. Let's see, you get a bag. I'm trying to think what else you can get. And you get Gil as well. Gil is the currency. I'm not even joking. The Gil is there's this thing called Gil, and it's a currency. So you can buy merch either with your money or with Gil, and depending what tier you are, how much Gil depends on what you are. So the higher up, the more Gil you'll get. So I think my last event, it was about 100 Gil I got. And these notes are really nice and fancy. It's called... you actually
get physical Gil?
Yes, it's really nice little notes. It's called the Bank of Mog. So I've actually... I'm not even kidding. I've got some here, right?
This is amazing.
I've kept as a souvenir. So this one, I got 10 Gil. They're all notes. There's no coins, but actually, if you get 1,000 Gil, you can exchange it for a 1k Gil coin, but you can't spend it. It's a collectible. It's really awesome. So I've got 10 Gil here. No, it's a flan. It's green. 20 Gil. 20 Gil is kind of purplish. It's a Moogle.
I almost see you doing this right now.
Yeah, you could just see me going.
Yeah, I can almost hear the actual Gil.
I got 50 gil here. I got 50 gil. That's yellowish and it's a Moogle. And 100 gil is blue and it's Cloud Strife.
Oh,
So all of
it's
these,
so clever.
all of these are actually they used to do a thing where they'd have different gil for each event, so you couldn't like use one gil like for another event you went to. And I think they realized, I think it's probably my fault actually, that going so many times they realized people are following this trend. I think we need to make a currency just a event. So that's what happens basically now.
And I think
so
it's bigger and bigger, isn't it, every time now?
Oh my god, yeah. I mean, they're releasing 800 tickets for this new event, and that's the highest they've ever gone. And if they do need to release more tickets, they are going to be going up to 999 tickets. They will never, ever, well, as far as I'm aware, they'll never ever go over that number because they still want to stay intimate at the end of the day.
They still want what now?
They still want to stay intimate, like as an event. Yeah. They still want to stay intimate at the end of the day. They don't always get huge, but the people volunteer for free. They almost
don't want it to grow so big that it becomes this massive big event to feel like connecting.
Yeah, kind of like how big FanFest is, but just for that reason alone. So
that's quite clever.
I would definitely encourage you to maybe check out Palmex, though the only thing with Palmex, there is a lot of excitement for it right now. There's always a lot of excitement for London events, and they'll sell out quick. But I'm not like goading you or trying to convince you. They have a Patreon, so I pay $5 a month to Patreon. No, I get like 24 early access to tickets. They only release a certain amount of tickets, and that's there's one for every patron that you can get before the general ticket sales go on sale. And as we are a podcast, they also do podcasts bi-weekly.
Oh, wow.
They discuss the event, and then suddenly they got a load of patrons, and then they just like, right, we were getting quite a bit here. We're going to give back. We're going to do a podcast every other week, so that's what we're doing. And they've just introduced a new podcast with the ladies of KupoCon, and it's actually called Wine Time, where my good friends, I don't know if they'll be listening to this, possibly if you've reached this point, thanks, Natalie and Nikki, who are pretty much the ladies of KupoCon. They get themselves some wine. They will they'll talk amongst each other, talk things KupoCon, what's going on basically, and don't tell anybody, but I actually prefer Wine Time.
Oh, that's really, really cool.
I've people who've actually just recently said in the second episode, yeah, we wouldn't mind anybody joining. I'm like, I'm a wine connoisseur. I've been to 3 wineries. Am I qualified? I'm not even kidding. I've actually been to 3 wineries in America. Well, one in Canada and 2 in America. Yeah, that's right.
So I'm definitely gonna have to look at getting to a KupoCon at some point.
Well, if you want any more information, I can.
I might actually consider going. I mean, so is it towards? Did you say September?
Yes, the next UK one is in September. My next one is going to be at the end of June, which that is my trip to America that I mentioned before. So I'm going. Yeah. I'm flying out on the Thursday to New Jersey, which is literally next. It is next up. Sorry, what?
You're gonna have such a busy month.
Flipping heck, yeah, I know.
Yeah, flying out there.
I am, and then coming back and just drops. Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm flying out on the Thursday. I'm hoping to just go around. It's right next door to New York, so I want to go to New York City on the Friday, do the event on the Saturday. I don't know, possibly be depressed, go to New York again on Sunday, and then fly home Monday, and then be back home Tuesday. The time difference, and then hopefully I'm hoping to like stream that day, but we'll have to see how bad my jet lag.
Yeah, I mean, what's it like, Amy, going to? Because you seem to me, I mean, from what I can see on your streaming things, like you seem like you're generally quite a busy person in terms of like, you stream, you work, you go to KupoCons, you go into like other conventions and things. And are you going to like Distant Worlds this year?
That's the thing. It's like
that's another subject.
It's like dun, dun, dun. No, actually, I've realised I am actually doing a bit too much. So few people asking me, do you want to go Distant Worlds? And I did think about it. If I got a seat, I wouldn't be able to sit with anybody else, and kind of bummed me out. And B, it's like, well, actually, it's just before I go to America, so I actually should really put it's literally the month before, so I thought I actually should put some more money away. And that's also why, that's the third reason why I've actually cut my trip short to America, is the fact that I'm not going to be able to go for a week. I was meant to go Thursday, fly back home the following Friday, but no, I'm going to be going on Thursday. My flight's still going as usual. I'm actually meeting my friend Roger from Amsterdam in Dublin. We're going to be flying together. That's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. So good, I have never flown long haul with a friend before. I've always been on my own, though I've met some very interesting people.
I think that's the thing about flying. You end up. I've never done it myself, but I can, because you're very similar to me to a degree. Yes, but I'm pretty sure we'd just get talking to anyone.
Yeah, I mean
anyone.
I met a lovely lady when I went to Toronto. I
actually saw your Instagram post.
Yes. Oh yeah. Do you know her? Yes, Judy. Yeah, she's a lovely lady. I keep saying to myself, I need to email her. She gave me her business card. Like, she's a retired principal. I need to email her. I said I'd email her.
That's so good.
Yeah. So yeah, we got talking. It was just interesting. We both stayed in a Hilton. We both woke up at the same time in the morning. We both have like dietary requirements. I've just thought, this is just freaky. And then we just end up sitting next to each other. What? She was just
one quiet morning. You don't even have to speak to each other. You're just like, hey, how's it going? Hi.
I just got to my seat. I just got to my seat, and I didn't even expect it. I didn't mean to say it. I just went, "Hi, I'm your flying buddy." I don't actually know how we started talking. We didn't really talk to each other a bit, and then we sat there like doing our thing, and then I just took my earphones out. I think she took her earphones out. We looked at each other, and then we just started talking. We did talk the whole way there, but we every so often, especially like with the meals coming in and stuff, we were just like, yeah, we just ended up having some small talk. It was awesome. And then we just like went through, security and immigration. Immigration was awful that day. It's the one time I've actually flown over stateside, and security, well, immigration even, has been awful. And I remember there was like this woman behind us, and she's like, I'm going to miss my flight. I've got a connection here. I'm just like, this is awkward. But she was lovely. I really hope to see her again. She even gave me a phone. Went, if you have any problems in Toronto, just let me know, and I'll come and help you. I was like, oh.
I think that is actually, I think you are like the perfect person to go to these Cooper cons, because you will, I can almost basically see it, but I think you would be the perfect person, because I think, you would make anyone feel welcome. You'll talk to just anyone, and you immediately give that vibe of being like a really good friends with everyone. I think I think that really works well for you on the stream. Yeah. And I think doing streaming and the PlayCast, and I think also going to Cooper cons and all these other conventions, I think you're the perfect character for that. I think.
On one hand, I'm like going, oh, he's so sweet. On the other hand, he's trying to kiss my ass.
But it's true. I definitely think so. I wish there was more people out there.
No,
be, just like open and because I'm sure from another perspective now, like, and I can specifically speak about like either FanFest or CooperCon, there'll be a lot of people there who are just kind of like in their shell. They don't want to. Yes. And I'm sure there's still many people who come alone and are quite nervous and just don't want to speak to people, and they're just taking it all in. But with a character like yourself, just letting them feel at ease about where they are and what they're doing. I can imagine you had no problems at FanFest just talking to people there. I mean, obviously you have friends there anyway. So.
I spoke to even like friends at FanFest, speaking to so many people. Like I just started I think I just overheard conversation. I'd just jump in, but like, hey, I'm not jumping in, but yeah, that's right. Stuff like that. Thing is, I feel, especially when it comes to KupoCon, I feel like a kind of responsibility because at Pomtropolis, which was in Vancouver last April, I won an award for basically being a pillar of the community and keeping the spirit alive. So I don't know. I still think it was like a really late April Fool's prank. I mean, Alan, you can just give it up right now. You know, you can just tell me it's fine. I mean, I can take it very well. But no, I think ever since then, like I've not really felt obliged, but I just felt, well, you know, someone in my position in this community, I was like, I want to spread the love at the end of the day. And that just applies just to anything, I guess. I mean, just, you know, just one day you just wake up and you're like, I will let some negativity in, but I just don't want it to let it take over me. So positive vibes from here. That's all it is. That's all it is.
Was that your Warrior of Light award? Or is that...
Yes. It's my pin tweet, and I've not had the heart to change it. No,
I wouldn't change it. I think you definitely deserve it. I think you can clearly hear the passion in your voice for KupoCon. Like certainly, and I can definitely say it on stream, and I think it's really good. So I think I genuinely mean it. I think you you are a pillar to the community. I have never yet witnessed you at a KupoCon, but I can just imagine how much energy you provide at that convention.
Well, I'll tell you something actually. When I won that award, I didn't cry. I just ended up laughing hysterically. Fast. They need to give me that footage. I just started laughing on my seat, and I fell off my seat. I was just laughing so much. I thought it was I genuinely thought it was a joke. I was just laughing hysterically, and there was like, my friend Amanda was like, "Oh my god, are you okay?" I was like, "I don't know." So I got it. The whole thing is just, that moment is just a blur. And then it suddenly came rushing back when I saw the footage, when they released it after, and I'm just sat there and I'm just shaking my head. What was I thinking?
And you actually you vlog quite a lot on your YouTube channel as well.
Oh, tell me about it. I've got 5 to go through at the moment.
Oh, really? Oh my god.
Yes.
I know it's time consuming as well.
I used to be up to date with it, but I haven't lately. But it'll get done.
Well, you've got the PlayCast as well. Then you've got the vlogs you do. I think it's really good that you do the vlogs as well. Like you said, it's for your community. People can tune in and watch things. I think it's really good, and I think next time anyone asks you about what a KupoCon is like, or just I don't know. I think it's really good that you can kind of keep in touch. In a sense,
people wonder like, what is a Kinga? I was like, right, YouTube. Which one should I send? That kind of made me viral in the community. Yeah. Oh wait, where's the point? Where's the point of the video? Right. Do, tick, share. Right, there you go. That's a Kinga. There you go. Yeah, Kinga's like a conga, basically. It's
you dabble in a few kind of things on your channel and things. I think I really like I don't know if people tell you this or not, but I really like your vlogs. I think they're just they are you. They are just like raw, if you like. I just think it's really, really good. I think it's really, really good. I think you're doing amazing. I think.
Yeah, I'm gonna apologize for Drunk Amy. Drunk Amy just speaks too much. Sometimes I
apologize for Drunk Amy.
I even looked back at my Twitch London one recently. I was like, wait. What am I even trying to say in this? I don't wait. Did that? I'm just like, right, I'm just shaking my head. Right, that's fine. That happened. It did happen. It's out there.
Amy's drunk.
That's very drunk.
Which London thoughts?
Drunken. Yes. Drunken Twitch London thoughts.
Oh,
I actually have a montage to do, so that's going to be very funny to do. A 2018 montage. It's going to be very hard to do.
So when we were at FanFest, had you ever been in a room with that many streamers? You know, like have you been have you done like a stream meetup like that before? Or I mean, I know you've been to TwitchCon, but like I think FanFest there was like, quite a lot of people not from EU who actually travelled there as well. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, Twitch London. It was Twitch London, but
oh yeah.
Oh no. Oh, I don't think I had. I thought, whoa. I thought, I feel so unworthy of being part of these photos that were being taken. Yeah. I was like, I can relate. I am not worthy.
I can relate to it. Did you have the again? I don't want to say the word guts, but did you have the guts to go up to any of them and speak to any of them?
I was courteous. Polite. I was polite. I'd just be like, yeah, hi, how you doing? You know, oh, you're a streamer. That's awesome.
I actually didn't have the guts to approach. I don't want to say guts, but I didn't have the guts to go up to any of them, and I just felt like I can imagine what it would be like, you know, constantly being approached, pictures, you know, and I guess I don't want to be the same type of. You know, I didn't want to be that problem for that person. So I was just sort of, and it sounds really weird now, I just sort of stood back and admired them. Was just like, that's
hovered
cool.
a lot. You just like hover a little bit. Yeah.
I was waiting.
Nothing wrong with that.
I was like kind of waiting for an opportunity to just go over and say hi, but I guess at the time I didn't really know what I was wanting from them. But then when I was thinking about it afterwards, I was thinking, what would I say? And I guess I just want to say like, thanks for what you do. I don't know. I guess it was just meet them and thank them for what they do, because I think ultimately that's what we all want, really. We just wanted them to know us and to say thank you.
I think for me it's like kind of goes back to KubaCon. It goes back to like MCM and stuff. It's like I've met famous people or I've met prolific people. It's a confidence thing. I can relate. Like a few years ago I probably would have just been the same. I would have just hovered back in the background, just standing there kind of admiring them, but not really able to form any words of how grateful I am for what they do.
Yeah.
But now these days, I don't know. I think it's just I speak before I think. I don't know. I'm just like I'm actually a lot more comfortable speaking to people, no matter like who they are. Like, yeah, exactly. I mean, I see a person not just because they're famous, like they just they're like a big streamer and stuff like that. I just see them as a person, like, it's providing a really, positive, great service, I guess. Yeah, I mean, they're doing a service, they're bringing people together. I mean, they keep their content fresh and exciting. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I actually didn't even know most of the streamers, but it's only because I'm new to streaming 14.
Yeah, and 14 specifically. Yeah, absolutely.
So it's because me, I'm more a variety streamer. So
and you're still fresh going through the game itself, like compared to me, I've been going through the game. I mean, to be honest, before I was streaming, I wouldn't be playing. I would play 14 like off screen, but because I would do YouTube videos, so I would be doing Let's Plays. So that's what I would be doing.
It's interesting because my story is the same. Actually, it's really interesting. I used to do a lot of YouTube, and then I streaming. So I presume that's probably your story, isn't it?
Yeah, I think the thing is, I used to hear a lot of my favorite YouTubers going to Twitch. I was like, oh my god, why do they have to be live? Doing Twitch when I'm there going, oh my god, like, can you just do YouTube, please? But then eventually I dabbled in Twitch, and I can now see why they do that, because it's a different form of interaction.
It's live. It's happening right now instead of like, I don't know, however long ago it was you recorded a video. So there's more. It's more of an interaction thing, I think.
Well, some people would upload in batch recording, so like they might be recording. Like, let's say you might be watching their YouTube video today, and they upload. They recorded it back in like November.
Yeah, exactly. You don't know when they recorded it, but but it's not a live thing. It's something you could. I mean, it's something you can just watch back on your own convenience. That's the flip side. Why like Twitch, you can't. All the VODs, because they're only I think it's like 2 months. After 2 months they disappear.
I think it might even be less than that. I think it might be like 30 days and then it gets rid of it, I think. I think
Yeah.
so, but even still, it always looks more daunting when you look at a VOD and you can see it's like 6 hours long, 4 hours long,
Yeah,
and
it's a lot to
you're trying
take
to make
in.
your way through that in a
Mhm.
month. It is possible, but you've got other things to watch as well, and other things to do. So
Oh yeah.
sometimes, like if you're at work, you might only be able to listen to it rather than actually
Mhm.
watch it, and it's not quite the same experience. But generally, when you're watching a Let's Play on
Mhm.
YouTube, because it's going to be there and not going anywhere, you
It's
tend to
more
have
visual.
your eyes
Yeah.
on the screen, aren't you? So,
Yeah, it's
or
more visual. Yeah.
having one monitor up and watching and doing something at the same time. So,
Yeah, exactly. And this is kind of why I wanted to do a podcast. Not necessarily having to I mean, you've
you'd have
smashed
to
it.
see
Like
the
doing video
screen.
like screen to screen. Like it's
Mm.
great just to do it. I mean, I might even do different formats for this podcast, like one day. But for now, YouTube is a good place to do it. But
Yeah, I think
yeah,
YouTube is a good place. I think
mm,
YouTube is a good place. It's an easier place for people to watch you, to catch you. You're
mm,
already on YouTube anyway, so it makes sense to
yeah,
just store them there. And if you want to eventually put them onto iTunes and things like that in the future, then
yes,
then fair enough. But for now, I think YouTube's a good platform and free for everyone, so like they don't have to do downloading or anything like that.
Well, I mean, can't you download videos on YouTube now? Like, I think that's a recent
Oh
thing.
yeah, you can actually now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know if you have to pay for premium or something, but I've never tried it. I can't say. I can't really comment on that one.
Premium. The only thing I can say about premium, back when I was
Mm.
on, back when I think I borrowed it. I borrowed it. I was on trial.
Excuse
I
me.
was on. I was on. What's the word I'm looking for? Trial? Is it a
Yeah,
trial?
like a free trial. Yeah.
Yeah, a 3 month
Mhm.
trial. So I used it for a month, and the only thing that I could see that it would let me do is you can download some videos. Yes, you can do that. But also
Yeah.
another thing on my phone, and maybe it's subject to which phone or whatever. But I could have it on, like I can have it on like locked and listen to the video, or still have it playing rather than, so it was playing in the background. And at the moment,
Yeah.
if I sort of get out of YouTube, it will cancel. It will stop the video play as well. So I
One
don't.
thing.
So if it's meant for music listeners and podcast listeners, so that you can keep listening while your phone's on, while your phone's locked, rather than.
Oh God, that's the one I was literally about to say. That's the one thing annoys me about an iPhone. I have an iPhone. I still can't listen to the YouTube app after I've clicked off it. It's really
Yeah,
annoying.
yeah, that's the same with my phone, and I've got a Samsung.
Yeah, I think at one point I could actually listen to it on Safari and then it would still play,
Yeah,
but I don't think that works anymore. I mean,
probably not.
I will be truly impressed with YouTube the day that happens. But
I think
it's not happening anytime soon.
the download thing is really
Yeah.
good. I've used it, and I used it for the only thing that I was really excited about using most was for when you're in an aeroplane, because I was like, I've got these videos I can watch. It feels weird
Yeah.
watching YouTube in the air because you obviously don't have the Wi-Fi on. But I was like, but this is cool that they're stored here, and I can, like, depending on how big a memory you've got in your phone, but you can put whatever you can put. I watched a podcast on the plane, and by the time the podcast ended, I was basically landing. I was like, wow, this is amazing. I mean, it was a short flight, but it was still the fact that I'd kept myself busy and listening and watch what I was watching and listening to this podcast. I was like, this is rad. I was like, this is a cool thing. But that was the 3 month trial, and you have to pay monthly for it. So I don't really, for premium, isn't it? So I don't know how much it is a month, but I was like, I'm not gonna pay for something that I'm only gonna use for a week because I'm going away. So,
No.
but if you for yourself though, maybe. It depending on how much usage you get out of it, since you travel quite a lot, that might be something. But I don't know. It depends.
Possibly. I mean, I end up, for me personally, I won't download YouTube videos. I end up just, especially on long haul flights, I end up downloading iPlayer and Netflix. Netflix is pretty good.
Yeah,
Netflix
pretty much as good as well.
I mean, the majority of Netflix shows, not every Netflix show, but most of the Netflix shows you can download now, and I was very happy to find that out at the time. So that's what I end up doing. I just download stuff. And it's really funny, actually, because I did download a bunch of stuff on my iPad coming to Paris, and then I actually forgot my iPad, and I was very sad.
Oh.
Yeah, I even forgot my liquids as well. So that was great. I had to end up getting some more at the airport.
You really beat yourself.
That's the thing. Yeah, I do. But that's the thing. Like, I'm always prepared. I've got everything. I get everything ready. I do hours sleep. I streamed. Panicked through everything in my suitcase, and then I must have just forgot to throw my liquids bag in the suitcase, and then I forgot my iPad to put it in the bag. So I think that's just the lack of sleep. I just didn't end up taking it. But I won't forget it for a big long haul flight. And no, I'm not gonna forget it in June. Then again, I've got a friend in June, so it might not be.
Well, I think also with day 2 of FanFest, though, did you?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Did you enjoy the PvP? Because obviously, I don't know if you've played any PvP in 14 or anything, but have you?
I think I tried it once, and I think it might have been when it was more or less first introduced. I just could not get into it. It was
they're still making changes. Yeah,
the mechanics of it were just so confusing. It was just it's too much for me. Yeah.
It's not really taken off on 14. I mean, there is a PvP community, and I think the guy who was doing the shoutcasting, he's Frosty. He's the host of Mog Talk, and he's quite heavy on PvP. And I think there's quite a tight knit community of PvP players, but it's never really taken off. People are dying for it to take off, but they just haven't ever had it take off yet.
Well, it's funny that, like, you said you didn't really play PvP.
No, I played a few years back. But even now, if I was to search for a PvP match, it'll say easily I'd be queuing for half an hour. Easily.
Well, it's really interesting we both say that, because we actually sat in the audience and we were absolutely loving it, weren't we? Watching the PvP. Honestly, I've never gotten so excited about white bars go up and down.
Yeah, and just watching like their health jumping low, and like the shoutcasting really adds to it, and the atmosphere as well is really cool as well.
Oh, it was really good. I thought to myself, why is this not an esport? And I thought, well, yeah, it's Final Fantasy. Of course, it's not. Esport. Yeah. But it was great. We got to see, we had a guy in the finals. Audacity, and they did so well. What was their name? It was #FreeTaru, was it?
Yeah, #FreeTaru, yeah.
They didn't make it. They didn't win, but they did get to the very final battle against Feels Gladman. It was great. But I had a feeling it was so funny. I think Danny really got into it.
Yeah.
She was sat next to me and just kept screaming at the screen.
She was something. Oh, I think Frosty had said, I think just before that final match, I think he said, but #FreeTaru, are they gonna lose? And I think Danny had screamed so loud.
I remember.
They won't. And then Frosty actually said, wait, what was that? And then she went, they won't. And then he went, oh, okay. And then carry on. But everyone, it was great because the obviously we knew a person in the final there. We were really cheering on Audacity. We were the majority of the crowd at that section. And I believe afterwards, in our little Discord group, I believe that he said, I could hear you guys with my headset on. Thank you so much for being the voices for me to. And I just thought I can just only imagine if that was me in the crowd listening to my. I mean, I was cheering for the guy, but I hadn't actually officially spoken and met to him. But because it was our community's known player, I was cheering for that team. Mm-hmm. I mean, either way, the matches were entertaining anyway.
It really was.
And we predicted that we would have won, but it was still an all-around.
I turned around and said, I think Feels Gladman are going to win. I always said it because, they've got the better team name. And somebody looked at me and went, they've been technically the stronger team. Oh, really? Didn't know that. And literally seeing the way that Feels Gladman, absolutely obliterated that team in the semis. I was like, oh, sugar. I think FreeTaru are in trouble. But there was a lot of love for FreeTaru in the chat. I remember
Oh no,
yeah. When I was like struggling to get onto that Wi-Fi, I was like, I be on that Wi-Fi. I want to see what the chat is saying. And I kept doing. After the third attempt, I was like, right, I don't want to chat saying. It's fine.
Yeah, I actually saw a few tweets going out live saying, "Oh my god, watching this PvP match is so good right now."
Yeah, proper anxiety.
Yeah, I was like, "Oh my god!" It was. I think PvP, even if you're not a PvP fan or a PvP player, go into the PvP. But when they do PvP at FanFest, it's worth a sit down and a watch, and probably a well deserved rest anyway to sit and enjoy the PvP. And when I first saw it at Frankfurt a couple of years ago, I couldn't believe how entertaining it was. So I was really looking forward to it this time. But the fact that we knew as a kind of group or a community that we knew the one person in the team, it was even more exciting because we really wanted Audacity and his team to win. But that was really, really good. So on day 2, we also experienced the finale, if you like, of FanFest with the Primal concert. What was your like impressions, I guess, of the Primal concert? Like, how much did you enjoy it? Was the piano concert better, or? Because again, with the Primal concert, there was probably a lot of tracks that you may not have heard or seen yet.
Yeah. I don't think I honestly don't think you can compare the concerts. They're like both on different levels. Like with the piano concert, it's more about all the emotion and just everything you're feeling from revisiting those tracks in the game. Whereas the Primals, oh hell yeah, you're just rocking out. You're just letting your mosher your mosher out.
Yeah, you are.
your metal head out. I think what makes
it special as well, the Primals, the band themselves, is if you look at the band, they're basically like the workers of Square Enix. They're like,
exactly.
Koji, this like when I first heard that Koji was like doing all these songs at the Primal, I was like, nah, fair enough, he does the Titan song, but he doesn't do them all. But then when I was watching, I was like, my god, like he isn't just his translator. He proper rocks out. Like he really gets in, and he was so impressive. And I think I'd never seen it before, by the way, just to confirm, but none of us had, I don't think. I think they saw it at any FanFest just gone, but when Yoshi P came out to sing one of the songs...
I was about to say that, oh my god.
You haven't actually heard that song in game yet, because it's a Stormblood.
I was just shocked he could sing that well.
Well, yes, but I mean, apparently in game, in that track that they use, it's actually him singing that. So I was like... And I can't wait for you to finally get to that exact fight where you'll hear it again. And I don't know if you'll remember it by then, but you can at least almost maybe have that flashback when you're like, oh my god, yeah, that is the track where... Because you haven't hit that point yet where...
I'll remember it. I will definitely remember it. That was probably...
That was the thing that shocked us the most. And when he turned around, he actually...
It's probably my favourite song.
Yeah, it was really, really... There was a few tracks that I'd never experienced any of the Primals, the Primal concert or the Primal. I had not experienced any of it, and I thought it was a perfect way to end the weekend with rocking out and just everyone's like they got rid of all the chairs for you to sit down. They just like and you just proper rock on. But it's what was I going to say? I was going to say something about Primal. So yeah, the only one thing I was actually surprised about, and it's I suppose it's a little bit negative, I guess, is I was actually surprised at how many people were actually on their phone as the Primal. I was like, I looked around, I was like, there's a lot of people like at this exact moment they were like either I don't know.
For me myself, I promised a friend who actually had to go home early because she's a school teacher. I promised her I would record as much as I could. So that's my excuse.
I don't mean recording it. There was loads of people.
Oh yeah,
loads of people were just like not even looking on their phones.
Yeah,
I was quite disappointed that
I did
there was a few
notice
people
that. I was
doing
like,
that.
Yeah, I noticed that. I was like, guys, what are you doing?
I
This
did,
is
I
not
did
gonna.
kind of want
This
to
will
say
happen. This is not gonna
you can
happen for
spend
2 years. Come on,
yes, exactly, and you can spend any time you want
on
in
your
the
phone.
next half an hour in your on your phone, or even an hour on your phone. But they chose that exact moment where this amazing thing is going on. They were on the phone, and whether that happened in NA or it happened 2 years ago, I don't know. But I was just sort of shocked that there was. Don't get me wrong. There was a massive crowd of people watching anyway, and there was
Yeah.
really loads and loads of people rocking out. And occasionally, you check your phone or whatever. But there was
Yeah,
some
of
people
course you
just
do.
stood, not watching and just on their phone. I was a bit like, I was just surprised. And that's just my general impression
like,
of it,
The thing is, like, if you're going to be on your phone, you can do that anywhere.
Mm.
What are you doing here then? You might as well just
Yeah.
leave. You might as well
And
get out.
like, fair enough if you're in the queue to something, or fair enough.
Yes, of
Your phone at
course.
the
No one's gonna
whatever,
judge you.
that's fine. But at that exact moment where it's like if something was being displayed in front of you and you're just I was just surprised at that. There was a lot of our group were just like rocking out and enjoying it, but like I saw a lot of the other people. There was a lot of other people just looking at their phone. I was just surprised because we'd been waiting for this for however long people had booked the tickets for. Yeah. They chose this moment to be on their phone, which I don't know. Just that was probably the only, I suppose, the negative thing of the Primal Concert thing is. Other than the one thing that I'm sure everybody will agree on is that the queue for your coat or your jacket at the end. But other than that, the whole around experience of FanFest was it was incredible. To be fair, it was exactly. I think I got exactly what I expected from it. With and more with meeting streamer friends, and for me anyway, because I'm heavy on 14. I think I'm so overhyped for that game right now. I'm heavily hyped on it, and even more so after FanFest. In fact, the first thing after the concert, I was like, I want to go and play the game now. But
that was literally me after the first day. I want to go play 14. I was like, I can't. And Show was like, I can't. I've got my laptop. I'm like, bitch.
But you finished the base, if you like, of Heaven's Ward, but you've got the patches. So it isn't over yet.
I need to give it.
So good.
I'm taking a break from. I'm going to do the patches, but I need to take a break. I've taken in so much story that I think I'm going to do Dark Knight.
It's okay. It's okay to take breaks from the game, and I actually recommend taking breaks from 14 at some points because there is other games to play, and I think if you heavily go on 14, you can easily get burnt out. So I think it's good to take a break to play some other games. I know you're playing Vampire, right?
Yes, I thought I was going to finish that.
So, but I think it's good that you took a break. You can head back soon whenever.
Yes,
you've got.
Well, I'm going to be doing the Valentine's Day.
Oh yeah, because that'll be.
It finishes on the 15th, I think.
Yeah, it doesn't. They don't keep it around for too long.
It's good because I'm going to focus on that, and I'm just going to focus on helping other people in the community progress forward because people have made. It's crazy. I don't know if it's happened to you where people will just come into your stream and just be like, "Oh, you're playing this one. I'm going to make an alt. I'm going to come join you," and this is happening, and I'm just like,
"Yeah,
why are you doing this?" I like it.
It's happened to me too.
It's weird, isn't it? It's like, wait, you've got another character, but you're going to put. I think that just goes to show how much they like you as a streamer. They want to play alongside you.
Can I be your friend? Can I add you in game? And yeah, it happened. Because the thing as well is funny that you said that, Amy, because I've been working on my EU alt. So I've been working on my EU character. So I've been going through Heaven's Ward as well. I think I have just done Google Library. I was just,
Oh,
I
yeah.
was
Oh,
wondering
that's
if that
not
was a
far. It's
spoiler.
not far. Mm.
Yeah, I was about to say, is that a spoiler? But it's not. So I've
No,
just
no,
done
no.
that.
Yeah, done it.
I literally spent about 2 or 3 hours before work yesterday going from doing the second dungeon in, which is Somal, if you remember.
Yep.
So I did Somal,
Yeah.
and I literally went through like obviously I've done the game, so I've skipped all the story and cutscenes because I've done it all before anyway. So I just was trying to get my character up. So now I've got to Google. So soon I can be doing content with you soon. But it'd be cool because it's the game, and like playing the game with viewers is really, really good fun because
isn't it? It just makes it so
they
enjoyable.
enjoy it, and you enjoy it, and you don't feel like, oh my god, I'm in front of these people who might, oh my god, am I doing this mechanic right? But they're gonna be, it's okay, they're watching, and they're like, there is a kind of aura about watching your own character on a Twitch stream. They love it.
Yeah, that's the thing. I was like, I don't even care about the mechanics. I'm just, I'll just do this thing. Oh, never mind. Oh, I'm never worried about this. I make a fool of myself. You probably do this as well. I make a fool of myself on Twitch daily. It's like, this is just a thing that's going to happen, and it'll probably keep happening. So just roll with the punches.
Yeah, well, especially if you're just going through the story, and it's like a lot of and I don't want to say like they're not easy fights, but especially all these like the normal fights, it's okay to not worry so heavily about the mechanics. There might be some mechanics that you do need to do because if you don't, you'll you won't be able to sort of progress through that boss fight. But like a lot of them, like a lot of people in game, the community themselves, will say like if you just said, "Oh, my first time," people will end up giving you like advice. They'll say, "Oh, well, just remember the main thing to remember is to do this," and you'll look and go, "Okay, I'll try my best," but at least they know that you're new then. But if you didn't say anything at all, and then you started failing and dying or whatever, they're gonna be like, "Oh my god!" Like, and I think that's why it's important that you're not a that your main character is not a tank. That's why I think a lot of people are gonna be like, "Oh my god." Because if you were tanking, we're like, oh my god, my tank doesn't even know what to do.
I used to have like so much abuse as a tank, and that's why I've just gone DPS because I can't handle healing, really. I don't think I can handle healing and DPS. It's like Dragoon for me is the closest I'm going to get back to doing tanking without tanking.
Yes, there is a meme that goes around about Dragoon die.
Yeah.
The tank in the floor, so technically you are tanking.
Yeah. I'm tanking the floor.
But
well,
Dragons
I've had like dungeons recently where the flipping tank ends up dying, and I'm like, "What are you doing, dude?" And it's up to me to tank. I was like, "Right, okay, just
getting my Dragoon tank on.
Step back. Let me handle this. Let me show you how it is done." No, I'm not like that.
Where's
to be
the
fair,
LB?
I'm just like,
LB!
Sorry, let me break. Come on, Dragon Song dive. Do it.
Oh, it's Dragoon gets fun. The next, what level are you now? By the way,
I'm level 62.
Yeah, the Dragoon will start getting fun once you like do all your job quests and catch up to where you are. You'll start getting a ton of new abilities. And you're gonna be like, oh my god, this ability turns into this ability now. Wait,
it's great because like the next, I can do the next one now. Like I left it. I played every single one up to 60 more or less.
60.
I left it at that. I was I've done Dragoon. That's it. Let's get back to Heaven's Ward. I think I was doing it on the side while I was like waiting to queue up the second one.
Yeah, that's probably the ideal time.
Yeah. I was like, right, can't do side quests, can't do this, can't do this. Do you know what? My Dragoon storyline's waiting for me. Okay, yeah, let's do that.
I think that's the only kind of exception. Like for people who are focusing on getting a character co-op content, the fastest way to level, people always say, oh, it's the fastest way. I'd honestly say if you're a new character, fastest way to level the main story, and then do and not to neglect too much your job quest, because especially obviously as a tank, because you want every single one of your new abilities, and the game basically is every single time teaching you how to use that ability, or you might get a duty where they're expecting you to use that ability that you may have learned 2 or 3 job quests ago to get past a certain duty. And that's why some people can actually get stuck on a certain duty because they didn't read what they need to do, and hence the reason why I'm going back to me doing like guides and things. I'll be like, you just do it like this. But yeah, I don't know. But it's gonna get really good.
It is. So, if you could actually just sum up FanFest, where do you even begin?
Oh my god! My god!
Yes.
I mean, so for me, because it was £120 a ticket, I'd say it's worth it because the event's not like every year or every 6 months. I think it's every 2 years. So it's and with we could be talking for hours about it, but with the merch you get and all the mini games you do and the stamps you can collect the real life loot if you like. I think it's pretty worth it to say with everything that you get, and you get a taste of. Generally, you get a taste of a new boss, which we did, or I did.
Yes.
The fight.
I was with you. I'm sure I was with you. Yojimbo.
Was that? Did you cleared it with me, didn't you? Because I think I did it. Day 2 I did it twice with one group, and then day 2 I cleared it. But we cleared it together.
I think I was with you the first time, but I think it was one. We the group did it like 1%. Yeah, 1%.
That was the first run. Then I went back later on, and it was 10 minutes before they were closing the.
Wait, I might have been in that group as well.
Yes, you were, but you weren't in my group.
Oh, no, I wasn't. Group.
Yes,
that was
it.
Yes.
So we couldn't get an 8th member, so we had a staff member. Member, and we cleared. So we were just so happy to clear it. But
do you want to hear about what happened to what?
Oh yeah, I don't think anyone told me.
God. We had technical errors, we had connection errors, and we were doing so well. And then they just looked at us and they looked at each other and they were just like, we're just going to give it you anyway. It's like, that's a win. And I just went, right, we all take this to the grave. Oh, sorry, I've just told you, haven't I? But yes, that's what happened. I was like, they said we cleared it. We cleared it. Might not have been the traditional way, but we did it. We did it. But I'm gutted about that 1%. That 1%. Are you serious?
I was so sorry. And I wouldn't mind, but that was our first pull.
And I was in between two strangers, and I swear to God, I think I said this to you. That
you did.
I don't know who she is, and I doubt she's going to be listening to this.
We hope.
Actually, this is my podcast. I don't care. You can say what you want. I've got a delete comments option for a reason. She was slamming her fists down. She was getting really angry. I was actually shaking. I'm not joking. I was shaking. I actually thought she was going to hit me. I thought, are you flipping? I thought, come on, this is a fight that no one's ever done before. Don't get angry about it.
It's just a
get angry.
Event.
If this is your 10th time doing it and it's still getting frustrating, fair enough. But please don't slam your fist next to me. That's off-putting. Come on.
I think let's say something about that fight actually. So I think the best thing about that fight was that the staff were so nice at the end of it because they were closing 10 minutes before. They were closing like 10 minutes before the Primals concert was starting. They'd moved all the chairs ready, but they were so kind. And this is the thing that kind of warmed my heart the most is that they just I didn't do any other attractions, but they fully stamped my book so I could collect all the loot.
Oh,
so they just went, here, just take everything and go and collect all your rewards. And they give me like everything. They gave me the sticker. They give me everything.
Oh.
So I was like, that really warmed my heart because I was like, I didn't do any of it. I didn't say anything. I just stamped everyone's book in my team. And the fact that, and the weird thing is, Amy, the staff worker or the staff member who joined us, he liked my tweet at the end of the. I was like, the staff member. I was like, I need to get him in for the victory, picture or something. But it was really good. I'd highly recommend anyone who gets the opportunity to go. And
when we were doing ours, actually, it's a story. Wait, I think it was the first time when we were doing it. They wouldn't let Danny do any recording like of what was going on. They would let us take pictures of us, but not recording. And I'm thinking, Jimbo, it's got to be there eventually. I think it could be for Shadowbringers, maybe. Maybe.
I think.
Yes.
I think we're getting it before Shadowbringers. I think we're getting. I think I would imagine that we'll find out next month, and I imagine there is a separate story in the game that you might be unaware of. But there's a series of quests called the Hildebrand quests. I've
done them. I've for the Realm Reborn. I've done.
Yeah, and it continues on to Heaven's Ward, and then and I believe. I mean, I'm going off like speculation and theory.
No,
go if you continue with the storyline up until Stormblood, I think it'll be a Stormblood, Hildebrand side quest fight. So it won't be like a part of the main story, but there's.
Mind you, the silliness of it actually does kind of give me that vibe. Now you're saying that.
Yeah. So, but I mean, again, that fight can change a lot. Because they're just like it's basically a beta. You played the beta version of that fight because what they did 2 years ago is they played they gave us a proto Ultima fight, and then we're not talking the Ultima fight that you've done. This was proto Ultima, and they didn't necessarily bring the proto Ultima fight. I never did it, so I never saw it, but they never brought this into the game, but they have used it. So I can't really say too much because it will be a spoiler, but you'll almost be there. To be fair, you're almost there. You're already higher level than you should be anyway. So because you should be level 60 capped, but you're not capped because obviously you're uncapped because you can go up to level 70. So
I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed that. Just I'm always going to think about that one. That's all I'm going to say. But it was great. I didn't do the challenge roulette where you got random characters. Like that queue was just too insane, and I thought, well, actually, that being funny, just because I'm a dragoon, I actually don't fancy the idea of actually being a healer.
Yeah,
and doing jobs
you'll be assigned a job, won't you? Yeah, the dungeon roulette thing.
Yes, that was it.
I never did any of that either. Yeah,
no.
But I know a couple of people who did, and they said it was insanely hard. I don't know if you remember the Kip Westwind fight in the game, but it's really
vaguely, yeah.
It's just it's a simple go in, kill one guy, that's it, done. And but I think my friend Ostavra said that it was like half the screen was covered. You couldn't see your party list, so if you were healing, you couldn't even see who you were healing.
Oh no!
Yeah, and there was like was it Gooboos or something on one end of the screen, so half of your screen was covered. They said it was hard. Yeah, so that, and apparently on day one, only 5 people had cleared the fight. So,
damn.
And I mean, I don't know what you got for a reward. I imagine you just get stamps, but for me, what was easy for me, I would have thought Yojimbo was easier.
Yeah, well, I guess on that note, I think we better wrap things up. We could have just gone on for hours and hours just talking 14, but
easy. Or even anything like KupoCon, FanFest 14, anything.
I know. I'm gutted. We're not going to be getting another FanFest. But, well, who knows? There could be one next year, but I think it's very unlikely considering the past.
I think we'll get a FanFest next. We won't get one this year.
But for Vegas, you mean?
But at the end of next year, if history repeats itself, fourth time running, shall we say, then it should be around October, November, end of next year. That's if it repeats itself, but none of them are, I suppose, guaranteed, and neither of the expansions. They're not guaranteed. There's going to be. They typically launch these FanFests when there's going to be a launch of a new the announcement of a new expansion, but nothing's written. So they just.
That's the thing. We've also got Japan Fest next month.
Yes.
And when you were saying about Susan Calloway, why they might not necessarily reveal like a Shadowbringers. I'm wondering if they may be saving it for Japan Fest.
Maybe, but the downside to that is we won't hear it. Because when they live stream all the FanFest, they don't live stream the piano concert or Primal's concert.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
They
They
ended.
Yeah.
If you remember, they on day 2 specifically. Anyway, they at the end of PvP, they said goodbye to Twitch chat. I think, if I'm right.
Yeah, I'm hoping to catch it. Oh, it's gonna be like an awkward time difference, but
I don't know. I honestly don't know what time it is.
I think it might be. I think it might be like midnight hour it starts, maybe. I'm not too sure. I'm sure.
I don't know if we've got
Japan's about
information.
10, 11 hours ahead of us. Yeah. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. But there's after what we found out at our family, can't wait to. It's going to be at Japan Fest.
It's going to be exciting. I mean,
Yeah.
the NA FanFest one was a not bad time for us in our time zone, and there was loads of streamers streaming it. Like they were streaming, them watching the stream.
Yeah, I was hosting it that entire weekend.
Yeah, it was insane. Like they had like 10,000 something people watching or something.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? It's ridiculous. God. Well, we'll get the final answers to Shadowbringers next month in Japan Fest, so I can't wait for it. It's literally just over.
I don't know what the date is. I think it's like the 23rd of March or something. But, it's going to be... What were you going to say?
No, I think it's just going to be insane. I think it's going to be interesting watching it as well, because I've never watched a FanFest on Twitch. I only heard of news from the Vegas one. I didn't realize I could watch it on Twitch. So watching it next month is going to be interesting.
I think 2 years ago, you had to pay to watch it. I think so. I mean, I went, so I can't say, but I think so. But I could be wrong there.
Yeah,
that's insane if you had to pay for it. But
what?
I think if you paid for it, then you got a particular minion or outfit. Oh yes, that's what it was. The outfit for females, it was the unit outfit.
Oh right. Oh, I didn't know that's a thing.
And for males, what did we get? Oh yeah, it was the Tidus outfit. Yeah.
Oh, good guess.
And we already have like the Squall outfit in game. We already have Cloud's Advent Children outfit in game. We already have Snow's outfit in game.
Zidane.
Yeah, they have Zidane outfit. Yeah, they have Lightning's outfit that you can buy on the Mog Station. They had a crossover event with Lightning in game, so that was kind of cool. They've done so much, and obviously they've had a Monster Hunter event crossover.
Oh yeah, I still need to play that.
And that doesn't go anywhere. That's staying in game, so that you can do.
That's good. That's good. So it's nice to know it's that timed, and I would presume that the 14-15 crossover will not be timed either. I think they'd keep that in.
I'm unsure. I'm honestly not sure. I don't know. It could go either way. I would like it if it stays, because it would give people plenty of time and a reason to do. I don't know. Usually they involve doing fates.
Yeah.
Usually, but I mean, we're unsure yet. So.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I guess sad, but I'll let you go.
Yeah.
It's been fun talking with you. It's been awesome to think that. To think we're going to just talk about FanFest and we've gone into other topics. It's been great. It's good having you.
We literally touched everything regarding Final Fantasy. To be fair,
I feel like we could touch more, but if we'll be here for like another 6 hours.
Yeah, well, not just us, but the listeners too.
Exactly. Well, if you want to come back at some point, I mean, I won't say no.
It's been absolutely amazing being here. It's been really, really good. I was honoured that you've asked me.
Oh, What is your real name, though?
You want to know my real name?
I don't think I've ever asked you.
My real name is Ted. No, it's not Ted. It's I wanted to give like a short, bold name. It is Daryl.
Oh.
Not quite as catchy as Neon Genesis.
Daryl who?
Shadowbringers.
Daryl Shadowbringers.
Daryl, yeah. So that's why I'm more hyped, because it's actually my surname.
Oh my god!
So they've named an expansion after me. Okay.
I mean, clearly you should be getting some kind of royalty. I mean, yeah, get royalties from it. I mean, yeah, they're using your name.
I mean, yes, I should. I mean, Yoshi P,
if you're listening
to this, yeah.
somehow, if you manage to take time out of your busy schedule right now,
and for the most part, if you can understand any of what we're even talking about,
get a translator. Where's the translator guy?
I'm sure he might just come back and go, really?
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 It was so good.
He's just a lovely guy. He's a funny guy, but he's a lovely guy. You could tell he was very blessed to be there. He was honoured to be there amongst the fans. It was just, if I had to just put FanFest in one word, it does feel like it felt like going to the first KubbleCon, my first KubbleCon. It was phenomenal. It was just, yeah. That's the only. I just get speechless when I think about it, because it was amazing.
I think it's special as well when you're there with all. Just enjoying it all together as well. And obviously, you're not in, like, obviously we had to travel up to France. Like, that was all exciting. So the whole thing was exciting. Going from home, abroad to another country to enjoy a convention where we're all enjoying it, meet friends, some people who travelled far, and meeting new friends who you'd never known before. And it was just, the whole thing was exciting.
Yeah, it was brilliant. Yeah, if you want to just say goodbye to the viewers, I mean, just do your thing. They probably don't care.
probably don't care, but thank you for having me. I know. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate being on here.
I should have warned you, sarcasm is my mother tongue.
Oh no, I know. Trust me, I know.
Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us tonight is tonight for us, but it might be morning, afternoon, evening, nights, wherever you are in the world. Thank you very much for joining us. If you have enjoyed the podcast for whatever reason you can come up with right now, hit that thumbs up if you enjoyed it. You can also put the thumbs down if you didn't enjoy it. I mean, I didn't really enjoy this myself, so yeah, I might put thumbs down. And if you have enjoyed, oh god, he's gonna have me in stitches, I swear. I'm barely making live right now. And if you want to hit that subscribe button, I mean, it's up to you.
Do it.
Do it for the vine. Like, do you remember that? Do it for the vine. Yeah, guys, we're gonna go. So thank you very much for listening. We may be back talking about 14 another time, maybe before or after Shadowbringers. Who knows?
I kind of want to go dum dum dum.
I like how you say, yeah, I kind of want to, but then you.
I did it anyway.
It's like, yeah, I'm just going to do it anyway. Yeah, guys, thank you very much. Thank you very much for listening. I don't know how long this podcast is, but we shall soon see. So until then, I will see you in episode 6, where we haven't quite decided who's going to be joining us next. They've got some big boots to fill here.
Don't look at me. Don't look at me.
I'm just saying, you've been a great guest, so they need to up their game. Oh, no, I mean it, mate. I mean it. Okay, guys, we're going to go. See you later. Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye, Felicia.
That's Greg. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, who's this person talking? I've never heard of this before.
Yeah, is it? I literally, every single time, I'm like, that is such an orgasm. It's great.
Oh, so this is Craig. Nice to meet you, Craig.
All right. Yeah, get to know him first before you take him out for dinner.
Jeez, yeah. I can see the way he's looking at me.
Hey, yeah.
How's it going?
Hey, girl. You want to go get some dinner?
I know you can't see me right now, but I'm patting my chair. Come over here, Craig. Don't be shy.
Is it an easier pickup lines you would use?
Only on Craig.
Not on your missus then.
No, like I've got my missus, so like I don't need to use the Craig.
Oh, I thought you were gonna rather say like, yeah, that's private. I can't mention that, it's too X-rated here.
But Craig is like, fresh meat.
Oh, I know. He's just so delicious.
Oh my god.
That is totally not creepy.